Then we'll see you same bat time, same bat channel. Take it over, Big Kahunas.
Big Kahunas. Okay, here we go. A lot of big shoes to fill. Obi, how are you doing over there?
Not too bad, man. Not too bad. Just,
we've got a banger on Apple.
Tesla. I mean, if you want to call it a banger.
What do you want to call it? What do you have on? Because they can't see because you're not. You got to get in and out of.
Oh yeah. I have. It's just a Tesla long market. So I guess I can show it. The market was starting to turn, and I was like, all right, well, I'm looking for a bid somewhere around here, but I held a little bit against me there. And it's about a 1-to-1 right now, depending on what I'm looking for. But yeah, that bid came in quite aggressively off of a 324 low, and I did not add on 326s or 328s either. 328s was interesting to me because, again, that's in and around the price of prior week high is 327, 328. So it's working for now. The market's bouncing, but I guess the reversion was much better on a couple other things as well. I think SPY reversion was probably the best one, and I was like, whoa, that's a hard sell on SPY, but then I go to buy some Tesla because I'm already watching Tesla. So
yeah, I think
that's why maybe not a banger. A long-winded explanation, but it would have been a better vehicle to take the spider there. I would say so. You
know, at the end of the day, me and you were talking about that before. We were like, why are we looking at these names when it seems like some of the calls we're making are following the market to begin with? So I've looked at futures trading a lot, but at this moment right now, though, I'm also in Apple. So I'm only in Apple right now. We've just shorted this. Nice move back in. Then we were very, very patient. Like, I feel like this is not what we did yesterday. We were very, very patient, waited for it to come up to VWAP and the 200 period, shorted more, and then just didn't cover anything. Like, wasn't too nervous, didn't get stopped out, comes back in, and we start covering here at the 50 period moving average. So this is like, I mean, we're short 57s. We were covering their 22s. We got some teens coverage as well down there into 16 and 18 there. So a couple good cover points there on Apple. So we'll wait to see if it comes back in. Let's put a bid one more time for about 20% of what we have left. We'll put that at 26s. Actually, we're already bidding there. So we'll see if we can come back in at the 50 period moving average. But for now, that's what that is. And then, oh boy, Obi.
Oh boy.
Did we have a trade on Tesla? So I don't know. I was posting it up. I posted it all over Twitter as well. This was $20. So the move there was $344. There's the cover. We got $327, so it winds up being $17. But wow, what a bleed for Tesla all afternoon there. Well, I mean, it's only 2 o'clock, but during the midday, we really came back there on Tesla. We believed in the short. We were short a couple times up here. Finally started to pay dividends a little bit now as the market wants to come back in, which is always a good thing if we're short. But we're short Apple now, looking to feel this market out. We missed a couple Nvidia plays earlier. We haven't traded too much. We had a good IBIT run, long back up to the upside, and then eventually we broke that bottom again, only to see IBIT do this. Congratulations to everybody right now in Bitcoin land, as you're at 89,000 right now again, as IBIT going to be at wherever we close will be new all-time highs. Well, not wherever we close. I mean, I guess we could come back in, but as long as we stay up here, this will be new all-time high close now for IBIT. Broke through yesterday's range of 50.37, so that was the top yesterday that we made right at close. Actually, into the after hours at 6:30. Sorry, 4:30 is where I stopped my charts, but this would have traded till 7 or 9. So I'm not sure if it got any higher than that, but the highest close is upon us here today if we can hold. Right now, play back into 50. I don't know. Bitcoin really singing. Nice trade today, guys. Anybody that's in that one, you got to love some BTC. All right, I'm assuming that Bitcoin or some of these names will probably be on watch today. And Sharif is ready, so let's go over and see what he's all about. Ooh.
Welcome to the Afternoon Rundown, everyone, the show where you decide what we talk about every day. Obi and Sean are locked and loaded, and they're ready to look at the tickers as decided by you. So make sure to join us during that midday How to Trade show and get into the chat and vote for your favorite tickers. But you gotta be a member because it's a subs-only chat. Let's start with a look here at the overall market, the triple Qs. In negative territory still, guys. We're down 0.16, but trying to work back into break even. But it's been a negative day on all the indices that we cover here. The ES down a fifth of a point. The Dow down about 0.4%, and the Rust really taking it on the chin today after that big day that it had yesterday, down 1.5%. But let's look at the first ticker as decided by you guys. There we go. Oh, it woke up. No? Okay, well, we got to send it back to you guys.
Tesla, so.
Oh, now we're good. I don't know why it wasn't working.
All right, what do you want to talk about?
All right, it's Tesla, Katina, man, and the deliveries here are expected to set a new record, but still fall short of avoiding a decline year over year in deliveries. Obviously, it's run up quite a bit after the election. Down today, though, 5.7%. No real headline except this one.
Okay. Tesla. We don't want to talk too much about Tesla, do we? I mean, right now here today, I have too many fills on this. I have over 40 fills on Tesla today, and it is a lot of stress-la, unless you let it just do this. And that's what happened. We were actually really patient here, 338, 333s, 330s, and then finally our last little bus stop level down there. What's up to Satea? Down to 327, and then now out, and now all the way up. Look, we were wrong real early. I mean, I'm not just going to sit here and be like, oh my God, what a great Tesla. I mean, that was a good Tesla trade. This was not. So we had this break. So this is 1 minute charts, okay? So we had, like, if you look at what's happening here, we had this, let me move it over a little bit. So here it comes in, right? We were like, oh my gosh. And we had even written down here, which is the craziest part about all of this, is that we had it written down on our sticky note today for Tesla. Thank you, 475,000 subscribers. That's going higher. We'll have to change it. Right there. 480 now. Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much to everybody for that one. 336 to 338. Get long. All right. Well, that's what we had written down. But unfortunately, we tried to be patient with it, and we waited about 3 minutes. And then it came all the way in. So this is 336. So I'm supposed to be getting long here, right? Not short. I mean, we wrote down 336 to 338 long. So my first trade is going short, 336. I just didn't think it looked like it wanted to hold. So once it broke down, we were really happy. We got 50 cents out. For probably about 20% or so, we got 50 cents. And then all of a sudden, in that same exact minute, we went from 335.50 all the way up to 339. So we were 50 cents in the money real soon, and then just as quick, $3 out of the money. And I was like, nah, that's too quick. So then we averaged in. Was able to get something out there. We were like, okay, now we're talking. Now we're about even on the trade. And then it did this. And then it did this, and we were able to get some out, and then eventually we punched out there at 341, breaking higher, average in, short, back in, wins. A little bit back and forth here. We were doing this live on the show. We got stopped out. We waited for it to make a high. Then we said, you know what, we really like the short. And then, as they say, the rest becomes history, where we're zooming out now and grabbing $17 winner on the bottom. So again, we talk about being able to believe in your trade. And I think this is a perfect example of basically that. It's we went short, very unwise early, and just believed in it, made the back, and then had the big one on there. So, you know, all in all, really happy with Tesla. You were taking this stock basically the complete opposite way. Every time that I was going one way, you were going the other, and it looks like we'll both be fine. In fact, you'll probably wind up making more money. So, what was up with your Tesla? I hope that you like those bottoms there.
We can. I guess we can talk about it here. We talked about this morning. That 336 I really liked from prior day. Here, if I can kind of make this chart a little bit bigger. And okay, so right here. So 336s that came in right off of the open. We came down to 335s right there, and that bid kind of stepped up really aggressively. That came in not only once but twice right here for a push towards higher day. But we've been selling off quite aggressively, and yeah, I know I've been kind of aggressively short over the past couple of days on this one. Didn't really get short today, but yeah, I know that some of these prices, when it did break through that 336, you can see the aggressive selling that did ensue off of that, bit of a retest fail as well. And then, yeah, some strong volume all the way to the downside. I tried to get long a couple of times here. I just spoke about this one, but it seems like we're catching a little bit of a bid going into the closing session here. Let's see how much of a bid this really is. Can we get back into VWAP? VWAP I have here. So here's the thing. Another bit of a thing here. We've been trending down since the high a day was made for almost 3 hours right there, and we finally kind of broken trend as of right now. So let's see how far this will go. Do we continue sideways, or do we kind of push back into VWAP sitting at 338? So that's what I have on Tesla. Let's see what it does going into the close.
SoundHound reports after the bell today. The Nvidia linked company basically trading in a range for the majority of the day, down 2% though currently. They're expected to post revenue of $23 million on the quarter, with about $82.5 million expected as full year revenue. We'll have to see exactly how they do, but they are slated to report, guys, at around 410.
Some more Apple there right now. I know we're going to talk about SoundHound. Did you have any ideas on that? Because I will look at it just right now. We are getting out more Apple. We did short more at the 200 period. Be very, very patient is what we're trying to do here with our trade. So we'll bid another piece here at 39 and then see if we can get some out. But for right now, I'm looking at this Google trade. And for now, this Apple trade, and I like it. But any thoughts on SoundHound? I'll have a quick look. I just want to make sure I manage this out.
I mean,
against me.
Yeah, no worries. I think yesterday we had quite a bit of a range there. If you're counting pre-market highs to opening range lows, we pretty much traded within that range yesterday, and today we're getting more price compression here as we continue to trade a little bit lower, a bit of an inside day relative to prior day here. So if we pull up the daily, you can see that, yeah, sure, we tried to push past some of the highs, but we couldn't really get there, and we were trading pretty much the open and the close right there. A bit of a doji candle after a few days of a run up here on SoundHound. So I didn't really have anything on it earlier today. Yeah, it just seems like it's just consolidating. Maybe we're looking for a continuation or a pullback in the coming days on this one, but I got nothing else on that.
Yeah, okay, so SoundHound. So the only thing about it was you talked about it yesterday with Nvidia. And I mean, you're going to have, so right now we have Kashkari talking right now. So we could have, if I hear anything in my ear quickly, I'll give it to you. But Kashkari right now talking at 2 o'clock. We'll have updates with Adara and everything as we go. But there it is right here. It's the short float. So we have the post-market. Join me tonight with Brian and Adara. 23.7% short right now on SoundHound. So we'll see if they can get their EPS right now. They don't have one. If they can report a good number on their EPS, what if they surprise to the upside and they're actually making money? I like SoundHound here. We'll have to see where they guide, what's it looking like there with Nvidia. But again, up 23 to 24%. I think it has a good move potential there. Well, let me just quickly look to see what the expected move is right now on SOUN. So we'll have to go to today is the 12th. Okay, perfect. How do I zoom in? Sound tonight. Oh, you know why? Because it's... Yeah, it's such a, hold on a second. I will switch that after. They're such a low, all right, I'll find it. Let me go back over to Sharif and I'll find the expected move here in a couple minutes.
A rare red day today for Palantir as they're down about 1 1/3. No specific catalyst today for Palantir, but we did get this tidbit yesterday. Looks like Amazon, Anthropic, and Palantir teaming up to give cloud and AI access to the Department of Defense. There's going to be a certain category of prohibited uses, specifically with how they can use Anthropic. But it's a good look, guys. But selling off today below $60.
Yeah, so it's 23.6%. It's so low. It's right at the bottom there, 2.7 billion. I always thought Spotify reported before market open. It has after market close, so that's interesting. So we'll have some. They did used to report in the morning because again, European name, Spotify ADR there. So all right, so we'll that's SoundHound. Palantir, oh boy. All right, we sold some yesterday in Palantir, but it looks like it wants to go upside today. Right now, pretty flat. I mean, it's not upside, but since we've opened up today, we're higher than we were. We drop below into this 58.50 area. Good little holding spot there, obviously, for Palantir. But as you can see, I think that's a good bounce. So like right now, if we can cover this candle up and not get back into this 57.75 area, I do think we can retest highs, and I think we can almost do it tomorrow. Like maybe we break through the $62 area or so. We just got to hold this 57. We talked about holding these island gaps. We did that here. Now we're trying to go back up there to the upside. So for me on Palantir, even though the market is pretty, well, we'll see what happens right now. I say it's pretty flat. I mean, heading into, I would still look short. We're still underneath sort of this kind of early morning sort of mirage of a bid at one point. Then we fell in, like this sale really came through. So I would still say that we're still short in and around 21.20. So for me on Palantir, it's something very similar. So it's in and around here, $59, $60 or so would be that good short. We talked about 60 earlier in the day. That came out and held again at 1042. So in and around 60, I think is a decent short there for PLTR.
Yeah, I think bigger picture, we saw the craziness that it did yesterday all the way up to 62s. Nice little consolidation shelf highs right there. Can't really get past that 60 halves and make a lower high into 60 today. So pretty much sideways action. I know this had earnings just a couple of days ago right here on the night of Monday, November 4th, so last week right there. And we've been kind of trending up since. So you can see that it's held both of its anchored, and it's holding a bit of a trend as well. You go to a higher time frame here on a, say like a 3 hour right here. Let me get rid of that VWAP. Look at how strong this ticker is to the upside. Still not necessarily broken trend on this one, but yeah, that wick off of 62 is definitely interesting there.
Nvidia, another day, another attempt to take out all-time highs. My analysis tells me it's 149.77. That's the official all-time high, but it did hit 150 in the pre-market last week. A couple of headlines today. AWS negotiating a huge deal to supply IBM with GPUs via the cloud, with Nvidia's GPUs, obviously via AWS. Separately, Redburn initiating coverage of Nvidia with a buy rating and a price target of $178. This one today outperforming the wider chips sector, guys. It's up 2%.
All right, I mean, in the embarrassing name of the day for me, I mean, we have at least one of these a day, it seems like. We wrote down here, what price do we like? Nvidia, 146.50. Stay long. I mean, 146.50 on Nvidia. So that probably didn't come in today at all, did it?
Wow.
All right, what about 146.50 off the open? Oh, yeah, that worked. That only worked for $3, so not that much. And then it came back in right there. And what price did it stop at again there? 146.60?
Yeah.
Same levels there again. But you know what? We are now in on this. So it's kind of just that we talk about this right now. So above VWAP, above the 200, I wanted to play this little break right there. We could have got a little more patient and waited for a break in and around 50 at the end of the day. Let's see if Nvidia wants to work. It's up 2%. If the market wants to go the rest of the day, let's just go with it then, right? We want to trade the strong name. Bounce off the 50 period. We definitely like these holds. Has it broken before? Yes. Can it continue to go down? Of course. So we're going to watch out for this break of 147.90. We can almost give it right down to that 70 area. That might be a little too rich though. I'm thinking in and around here, let's see a hold. If we dip back in, we don't have like a complete full position yet, so we'll be able to take some more. I think we'll take average in and around where we're coming into right now. But that's a nice move up. I think it has a chance to work. I don't want to like jump the gun here and panic and get out. But again, nice bounce off. There's 146.50, man. I mean, we wrote it down. It worked perfectly, and we don't have it. So that kind of sucks. But we have this trade out of the money right now, 10 cents. But we're going to wait for it. It's Nvidia, trying to see if this one wants to go higher. Strongest name out there. I'm going to buy some dips until we're wrong on NVDA. And I think we're wrong again when this is a 1 minute chart, but if you even look at that strategy that we talked about, prior bar highs and things like that, you would have to use, again, it's pretty much that same wick, 147.70. If you're going to be real, 147.80, might as well give it down to that wick. 147.70, a breaker, we're out of that one, so we're doing our math appropriately. We're going to give it, until it breaks back in. That's when we'll, recalibrate our position. But for right now, trying to go long and M long on NVIDIA.
Yeah, no, it seems interesting that this 150, bit of a hold here, 149 halves in the pre-market on prior Friday, and then the day high there coming in at 149.77. And again, on Monday, you have an aggressive sell that comes in below 149s as well. Today, we kind of trickle all the way back up, starting from the pre-market session right here with a low of 143.38, all the way to 149.60s, and then we catch a bit of a sell again. So it seems like that 50, definitely something there for now. I think that's definitely, when I look at that, I see like a bit of an over-under idea potentially on Nvidia. And you said Bitcoin over.
Bitcoin 89? Just broke 89.1 again right now for BTC. But you can also trade IBIT. You can trade various ETFs with Trade the Pool. Imagine trading with real advantage and leverage. Trade the Pool gives stock traders like you the edge with their funding program. For a one-time fee, you join their evaluation. And once you hit the profit target, that's it, you're funded. That means you get to trade with up to $260,000 in capital with no risk to your end. And they make it easy with flexible conditions so you can focus on your strategy, not any barriers. On top of that, they offer up to 80% in profits. So why wait? Check tradethepool.com now and see how you can trade not only bigger, but better.
I like that, Sean. Trainium, that's the name of Amazon's new AI chip, and they're trying to sell it to individuals, obviously, over here. Where is it? Yes, they're trying to sell their Trainium chip anyway as a replacement for Nvidia's H100 and the GB200. So we'll keep an eye out on that. Separately, as we announced earlier, AWS looking to set up IBM with access to cloud service that runs Nvidia's GPU. So good look there. Amazon up over 1%, guys.
All right, so Amazon was a good stock early for me, and then now what in the... I mean, it's just an amazing stock. All right, maybe a little bit of an overreaction. I agree with that one. All right, so yeah, just looking at this here, look at this. I was like, oh, where are we now? Okay, we wrote down 207 that we liked, man. Or did we write down, we better not wrote down 206. 207. So we tried it. It was good here. It was made actually pretty good money early off that 207 all the way up to 208. So that was dollar clubs. We were spinning that and having a bunch of fun. But then all of a sudden that fun turned into a nightmare as it came crashing back in, and not a nightmare. But we lost on that last part of the trade only to see this happening. Look at that rebound off VWAP. Look, the reason why we like it is exactly what Sharif said. Pull more levers, man. I mean, I think Amazon continues to work, Obi. I love the environment. I love retail. I love that it's a pure American stock. Like, there's, you know, Trump probably orders tons of stuff off Amazon. Okay, here we go. Nvidia's trying to go upside. Look, I like the stock. I think it continues to work. They're obviously getting more and more of these chips going through. They have that large language model. The more they can do this, the better it is. Come on, Nvidia, where am I at even here? I'm going to take off 10% right now at 40s. It's just getting a little bit to that level. I was also waiting at 44s to take a little bit out. There we go. We do take some out now at 40s. Let's see if we can get a little bit higher on that one. But I really like Amazon. I think it continues to work. I did sell and so foolishly, man. I sold Spotify a long time ago. I sold some Google at lunch. I even tweeted it out. And it was basically 180.50. Like that's, Sharif actually had a buy down here off VWAP. So I sold in and around this area when I came back. And you know what? I was just thinking about it, and all in all, it's like, Google's been a huge stock for me. I've been really, really happy. I sold it in my long term, not in the swing. I do think there's a little bit more room to run to the upside. I just wanted to raise some capital in case the name, not just this name, I was overweight, overexposed in this spot. So I wanted to get out of some Google. If the market falls back in, I probably want to get something else. So we're going to wait to see what we pick up. I have a couple stocks in mind. We'll talk about those later. But for now, we did sell some Google and did not sell any of our Amazon or any of our Nvidia. I like the stocks.
Oh boy, man. I mean,
oh boy.
Would you just look at that? Just look at it.
What's that?
Would you just look at it?
Yeah.
Look at that.
I'm looking at that. What am I looking at? That?
That's wild.
That's wild.
Look at that reversion, man. Absolutely crazy. 100% reversion all the way to the top side, and then you get that consolidation at the 206s right there. That same place we were talking about in the pre-market, where I was like, okay, well, a bit of a something there in and around that 206, and that comes in right there, and that's where the bid picks up on. That's absolutely wild. High a day, pre-market high a day there, 209.30s right there. I see that some of you in the chat recognize that reference there. But yeah, no, 206 is holding. 209 is testing right now. We're only about 10 pennies away from that pre-market high. And something I do want to note is that look at this 3-day. Well, I don't know if it's going to show up as resistance, but it looks pretty clean here. For now, it looks nice on a chart. Is it going to actually show up in the price action? Who knows? Let's find out. 209.50s, I'll be watching for that. Market is super, super strong. That's where this bid kind of came off of. So maybe that signals something of importance maybe in the market as well. Maybe we're getting to that. We just broke 21,200.
Obi, tell me where that joke's from.
Which joke?
Oh, look at that, look at that. Why didn't I know what that was?
Oh, it's like this, yeah, I can show you after. It's just like this guy, he's like, you know,
I don't like missing out on things, you know. This whole OK Boomer thing is really starting to get to my head at some points here.
Would you just look at it? Would you look at that?
I'm going to hurt somebody. I need to know what this is. Okay, so just I'm not going to hurt anybody. Just real quick now. Just look at this, Obi. I can't do it. I have no idea about the trend. All right, more outs here on Nvidia, now 20 cents in. We talked about where our stops would be, so we were going to punch out. Breaking through 70 was the ultimate, but now that we're going to the upside, we are now out of 25% of Nvidia as we want to trade the best names here long. So that's what we're trying to do, and we are trying to look at that. So next time I'll have a closer look, Obi, and I will
just got to take a look at it.
Figure it out. We'll just have a look.
You got to get somebody to take a look at it.
I mean, for sure. The one thing someone's got to have a look at is Bitcoin. And honestly, I mean, Obi, take a look at this. We are really starting to go. I'm going to figure out what this is all about. All right, there it is. You're right. Who just said I just want to fit in? You're right. There it is. Kanye East. What's up, man? I better not be a grandpa anytime soon. I'll tell you that. Look at that.
Would you look at that? Yeah.
Look, I'll be a young grandpa.
I mean, this big. Would you look at that? Just take a look at it.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
Okay, so right there, 89.5. You know what? I mean, whatever. You could be a grandpa at 40. I mean, I guess the math does work if it's.
You got to work quick.
Look at that. Yeah, you got to work real quick. I'm not that. Well, okay. Before we get sidetracked here, 90,000. We've touched 90,000 before. We can see what's going on right now. IBIT is a real nice trade, man. That one we had Joe talking all about IBIT. That continues to go to the upside. I'm going to take out 5% more of Nvidia because I mean, look at that. It made the move upside. Right now, I didn't even say that really on purpose there. I'm going to have to get that out of my, it's like here we go all the time when we're talking about Dak Prescott, then every trade we look at is like, here we go. All right, so there it is, nice move up. Let me take out another piece. Let me take out something up. Okay, well, we got some 44s there. Okay, nice little flush down. Look, there's a lot of volume going through. It's not necessarily going meme crazy right now, but we do have all-time highs in the view right now. Nvidia has never broken 150 or closed above 150, I believe. No, here's a daily chart brought to you by eSignal. Make sure you grab eSignal. Get our link in description. There it is right there. You can see the marker down here. You can't see it, but I can. 149.77 is all-time highs, and that was made about 3 days ago on those wicks. We came very, very close today. Today's high is 149.65, so we came within 12 cents of a brand new high there for Nvidia, which I realized is my largest holding. And I don't want to get out of any of this one. We have November 20th coming up very, very soon. By the way, we are now out of a third of this trade of Nvidia as opposed back in. November 20th, big report coming through. I have a price target of 170 to 175 on this name. I think we can bump up a little bit more than what many are expecting. Not that Shopify is any sort of an indication here, because what Shopify did today, up 25, 26%, and at one point was up almost 30% right there. This is a big middle finger to the shorts. Its name's not even heavily shorted, but at the end of the day, Nvidia can do something like this, especially if there are people betting against it, and especially if we haven't or we're still hanging around this all-time high level. If you're hanging around 150 and they put up a beat and then a raise, well, I mean, what are people going to have to do to their numbers? Let's just think about that. You know, they're going to have to start upgrading. They're going to have to start changing price targets and putting on a different multiple on Nvidia. So you don't want them to be, if you're short, you don't want them to be around here come earnings time, because the next move is higher. I think they're going to beat and guide forward. We don't even know the real story about Blackwell yet, what kind of demand there is for that. Once they start to release the hounds, I think we will be able to get a little bit of a better view. I'm going to take out another piece here at 32s on Nvidia, and then just try to hold, try to get down to like a 60% holding here. It's not going up, right? We're not getting that meme sort of feel about it. I'm not anyways. Look, it can't even go anymore. Like now it's just hitting the bid and falling. So let's stay very, very diligent with this trade. See, it's just not acting properly. We were able to get some outs there, basically at the high of the day. Is what it is. Too bad it didn't keep going. I still think the futures will help us here, but that's now at 05. My bid right now is at 05, so that's fine. Hopefully we get long into the 50-period moving average, and then we use something like a VWAP for a hold. So breaking through 90, I think, will be enough for me. I'm not going to hold it all the way to 70. If we're wrong on this. Breaking through 85. So my stop zone here for Nvidia is 85. So 147.85. I'll put it on right now in front of you. I just have to cancel my old stop. So 147.84 break that, and we'll get out. We are looking to average in at 148.05. So that's what we're doing right now for that one. Amgen, so we've had some bad news here. I don't know which way Amgen's going right now, but they just did have a news story here. So they're going down 6%. The story was just here it is here. Okay, so a price cut there on Amgen. And I actually believe there was one more story about them earlier today. I just don't want to, I want to make sure that I get it right before we go over here. Shares lower after Canada Fitzgerald highlighted pipeline risks, 4% loss, okay, in his AMG 133 phase 1 trial. So there was trial news here today with AMGN, I almost said AMZN there for Amazon. But yeah, Amgen nicely downsided. So this is the risk about, we talked about yesterday with ABV, ABBV, when you miss on trials, and that's going to be a New York name. Amgen NASDAQ, AbbVie New York, of course. As that misses to the downside, you're going to see down another 1 and a bit percentage points. That's why I choose, and again, I really like the space, but that's why I'm choosing XBI. I might take advantage. We did sell some Google there today. I might take advantage and get some XBI after back-to-back bad news out of big holders here with Amgen and AbbVie. So XBI right there, down 2.5% actually, sorry, today. This is a good opportunity to dip by some of that. If I'm able to do that, I'll probably step in and maybe get a little bit more here on XBI at some point as the show goes on. But I trade after hours, so we'll wait for XBI, but I'd like the opportunity here. On the daily, it's been great. There's the pullback in. We kind of want to support these levels here. Back into the 50, we like it. Again, I like the stock. It's an ETF about biotech.
Yeah, I think there's a volume spike happening here on VKTX. TX Jet Fan is pointing it out. I think he's asking buyout, maybe, I don't know. But VKTX moving up aggressively on some volume here. I'll pull in the chart. So right there, just came out. I guess this volume came in about at 2:15. It is right now. It's about 15 minutes ago. So it's been a few minutes since that news has kind of come out, I guess.
That's a Neil stock, so he's not going to be happy.
Yeah, no, that VKTX is moving around quite aggressively right there. So let's see if that can give us some opportunities there. But yeah, no, maybe some. That's the thing, man. When these things trade a little bit tight like that, look at that consolidation range that's been happening in and around that 58. All of a sudden, something comes out, and that double tops gets taken out. VWAP gets taken out. You get an aggressive move to the upside there. So no idea what the news is on here just yet, but we'll find out, I guess, in a little bit. I'm just waiting. I'm patiently waiting. We're trading underneath 21,200 there as of right now. Took a little stab on the Amazon. Let's see if that one will potentially work out. Not really looking like anything else is pretty solid there. In my opinion, I missed the reversion on the market, I guess. So I tried to take the reversion on Tesla. I guess it did kind of work. It's coming right back in, but I added and then I stopped out. So not really the best decision making right there. But again, the trade is still on. 324s is the low as of right now, and we're pushing aggressively back towards VWAP as of right now. So let's see what the next trade is. I'm going to be potentially looking at it at some of these prior highs there. 336s again is confluencing right now with VWAP. We're only about 3 points away from that 336 level here on Tesla, printing triple threes as of right now. So let's see, market tailwind is quite strong as well. Adobe, I'm still kind of in this one. Covered a little bit there on that 522. Was looking for that VWAP to come in, but it's starting to look like a bit of a flat top here, pushing into that 528 as of right now. So maybe potentially looking for that break. I don't know if that does break. I definitely will get stopped out on that one. But yeah, no, I guess the move was on the initial break of trend. It was pretty strong in the morning there, and we've only been making higher lows into this 28 level here on Adobe. So gonna pack my patience for that one and see what that one will bring for us into the end of the day. Softy doing a bit of a turn here as of right now. I have an anchored here, so let's take a quick look at Softy MSFT. So again, we're underneath that 21,200 as of right now. So let's see where Softy's at relative to some prior days prices. We're trading just below this open, just in and around prior days open right there. So week open is what we're trading around here at 423s on Softy. So maybe we're packed for a bit of a pullback. I have no idea there. Let me know in the chat what you guys are trading. People are saying short Tesla. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know, man. Like that bottom is pretty interesting there. We cracked that pre-market low. We talked about that pre-market low being at that 328 level. That 328 level does a lot of volume. The market starts to catch a bit of a bounce. This thing extends a little bit further there off of 328. It goes down to 323s, and then it catches a bit. And now we're making some higher highs, higher lows. Some of this trend has been broken as well. I talk about that trend from 1030 all the way down to 130. So we've been trending down since then, and this is finally a little bit of a break of trend, but not necessarily the cleanest reversion. We're going more sideways than we are reverting all the way back to VWAP here. VWAP sitting at 337s. So that's also kind of in and around that opening range low as well, around 335 halves. Again, we're trading at 333, so that some of those reference prices, some of those prices are pretty close by. So let's see if this bid can take us up into some of those areas. Again, market tailwind is pretty strong, and Bitcoin as well. Bitcoin kind of trading a little bit higher here. I have 89 nines once again. You took an IBIT long. You're looking for that 90 break back.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
I'm looking to see if we can continue this move here on IBIT. We also do get a nice little bump up right now, bang, on our friend, at least for now. Nvidia starting to go back up. Well, not for now. It's going to be a good stock for us today as we have a winner on right now. And I just said, honestly, enough was enough. I mean, at some point, you have to like say that about Bitcoin, because otherwise you're never going to get in this trade. So I bought some, 50, what am I long at? 14s. We just got some out there. I always put it out for 10 cents. So we just took out 10% there for 10%, 10% for 10 cents. And now we'll wait to see where we can go here. We still want to be long this name. I mean, this has been a nice mover, obviously, here into the close for Bitcoin. If we could take that 90,000, we're trying to go again. Why not? I want to basically average this all the way into the 50-period moving average. Like, I don't mind losing a decent amount on this. I mean, we've seen Bitcoin have, I mean, right now we're making some money on Nvidia. We just got 60s right there. We're almost at all-time highs. Oh, no, sorry. We're at 148.60. We're $1 away from all-time highs, 149.66. But right now, there's the nice little pullback right there for IBIT. So we're going to wait. My next bid is 51s. I was bidding 5105s to come through. But I'm just going to be holding it until it breaks pretty convincingly through this 50-period moving average, which is 50.80. So we're thinking for a little bit longer here. I'd rather not even really look at it. That's why I'm looking over here. So again, let me just double check what that Nvidia high was. I looked at it before. I almost. 149.77. So we're $1 away right now. I don't think it's out of line to get to that level. So we came very, very close to it this morning. We were there, and then we faded off of it. So that's all-time highs within a dime there this morning. And then there's the hit back in. That was around 10 o'clock. And now I think we can work our way back up there. Again, support from VWAP, support from the 200 period. We're still long this one. And this is a trade that we took with you guys. As we were all sitting here watching this trade, I was like, we're taking Nvidia long. We actually punched along. And it did go against us. We actually had an opportunity to reload it right there as well, as we fell back into the 50 period right there. Was a decent reload spot. Ramin, if we could just show that right there. Yeah, so it came right back in right there again into 20s. But here we go again, right back upside. I'm going to take out another 5% if I can. I'm doing the 5% moves right now just to see if we can just get a little bit out. There we go, as we make our way back up to the upside. So we're still holding exactly now half. So we still have half of this trade on for Nvidia. But again, trying to respect the fact that it's a nice move. It's 50 cents in the money, Obi. We're not even at power hour yet. So, you know, I like the move. I like the stock. It's Nvidia. We're starting to break that higher. Good thing we got out of our Apple trade rate. Well, not really. I thought Apple was still up here. This was that last short that we had on Apple. Again, notice the difference, right? Our hits are trying to be smaller. Our wins are trying to be bigger, and our hits are trying to be capped. So that's what we're doing. And you don't even, that part's not a pipe dream. Like, that's the part where it's about risk management. And that's why, Obi, I say there's nothing more important. Like, everyone can go back and forth. It's about the process. It's about this. It's about that.
Yep.
But honestly, there's nothing more important than understanding the proper share size. Because, like, if you're sitting there and you see an amazing opportunity, or what you believe to be an amazing opportunity, how many shares are you supposed to use on that one, Obi?
I mean,
maximum. If
it's an A+ setup, then you better be putting risk
right,
on.
exactly. How many times do we do that? as you and I sit here and talk about it all the time.
That's something I definitely have to work much more on, because I feel like some of my best trades I definitely don't have the size that I want on it, and some of my worst trades I have a little bit more than I really want. So
exactly. So
that's something I do have to get a little bit better at. So
IBIT's falling in it now a little bit. So okay, yeah, so good. Thanks for that, Obi. We'll talk a little bit about that as we go. But all right, so a little bit out there on Nvidia. We do have to watch out for IBIT. It is breaking lower now, so it's coming into the 50 period. Wow, that came pretty quick, that breakdown there. So we got a nice bounce, I guess, or I guess rejection there of 89.7, I think. I think we just fell back down a couple $100 right now, trying to hold 89. So this trade, again, we said we'd try to hold it for a confirmation breakthrough. It looks like we are getting that break right now back in. Let's use a little bit of a larger time frame. So I think that we need to look out for, I guess, 50-50. Like that kind of a breaker, a little bit of a problem right there. Yesterday's kind of close. So that's what we want to watch out for right there. 50, 60 or so, 50-50. So we'll try that. We want to try to be patient with it. Again, completely never find losing on something. We didn't like layer into this one, but we're down on it. So we're going to give this one to 50-50. Let's see if Bitcoin can hold this level. 50-50, that's what we're going to try right now. CCJ apparently ripping right now. Some of the uranium stocks starting to go back up to the upside. So there's, wow, CCJ, Kimiko there, making that move to the upside. Nice move there. Cameco, nice move, $54. Let's see if SMR is doing anything on this.
Yeah, just check.
23 and change. All right, I have to deal with crypto here because it's not that it's moving away from me, but I want to see if we can get some more. Now up to 97's back in the money now.
Yeah, no worries. I'm just going through some of these tickers to see if anything's doing any sort of interesting price action. I'm looking at Upstart as well. I had a trade on Intel, I guess, a little earlier there, and Intel kind of back at VWAP. So I was just looking at this strong trend to the downside. I was like, okay, there's definitely some selling going on. And I was kind of talking about how there was size few pennies above the ask, and then there's size at the bid as well, and that bracket was just moving steadily lower and lower, and that kind of went away after we broke back up. We got a bit of a volume here as well, so took a piece of reversion there into VWAP. It seems like I guess it's continuing to work as it's right back at VWAP with a very strong very strong market as of right now. So let's see what we have in store. 21,200 trading right now on the NASDAQ. ES pretty much almost fully recovered the sell-off that we had in the morning and midday session right there. So we'll see what this market holds going into the end of the day. Only in about an hour and 18 minutes left. What's going on, Adara?
Is brought to you by Worksport. Introducing a new discovery on the NASDAQ, Worksport. Ticker WKSP. Worksport is a US-based manufacturer and rapidly expanding with growing revenues, government contracts, and innovative green energy products designed to power your life off-grid. Whether you're on the move or seeking sustainable energy solutions, Worksport has you covered. Now trading on the NASDAQ under WKSP, discover the future of clean energy with Worksport.
Friday's lows, yesterday's consolidation highs. The dip that we just had on Nvidia.
I mean, that's
just
why
bounced off of yesterday's consolidation highs, I guess. I don't know.
On IBIT. Yeah, so we were just looking at it. I just said to Obi, I mean, are we just going to be buying all the dips here in Nvidia? And it was like, well, all right, we looked at what was happening yesterday as well. So here's what it looks like from this. Big move down there. We consolidated, then we kind of ran, sorry, this is the close yesterday. There's a consolidation, then kind of the run up into about 330, and then we started to fade out into the end of the day. So I'm hoping that we can get a similar run right now. Again, way too many outs, but each one of these is like 5%. I'm actually pretty happy with all that, giving me some exposure still to the long here as we continue to go up. We just got 2 more pieces out, so we are now down to about 40% or so left of NVDA. So that's trying to go, and then, hey man, all right, I mean, we did what we thought we would do here on IBIT, and that was buy. I didn't think we would get the opportunity to do this, but at least we did what we wanted to do, and we bought the 50-period moving average. So we bought some there. We bought it a little bit early. I think we got it. Okay. All right, so watch out. So here's the break. So I don't even have my stop order in. $50, and what did I say? I think it was 40, 50. Yeah, okay, let's just, it doesn't really matter. $50, and I mean, this is going to break regardless. It's not going to hold a specific level. All right, but we'll go 50-50s. $50.48. We're going to get out if it breaks lower than that right now. Struggling right now for sure with this trade. Nvidia also coming back in a little bit. Let's take off 5% more, just in case this market, okay, we got some 39s there, or 38s, just in case this market does continue to pull back. I mean, the market's not doing anything, actually. The NASDAQ's just flat. So what if we actually do get a pullback right now?
Yeah.
Probably starting with Bitcoin. I mean, 88 and 89 just broke down. We need a bounce now. Like, it cannot hold underneath this, and then we have a problem. So right now we're spiking through 89,000. We're trying to watch, oops, that's not IBIT, that's Nvidia. We're trying to watch out for IBIT right there. It does get into those levels. I thought I did have a lower bid down here. I guess I did not have a lower bid. So we have to go have a quick look at IBIT. Just take a little bit more here. I don't mind these levels. Our stop out is here. We have to play this because if it does bounce back through, we're going to miss buying this dip. So we'll buy some 75s right now. Average price here on IBIT is 95. It's a 20-cent out of the money right now. I feel like that's fine. We are willing to take a 40-cent hit on this. We just showed you our stop is breaking through 50s. So if that happens, good. Bad for us, but good on IBIT. I mean, this move started at 49.50, went all the way to 51.20, where we actually top ticked right there. I wish we hadn't top ticked, and we can make a new top tick, but hopefully we can hold this level. We are coming right back into an area of potential support on IBIT. I'm not even looking at Bitcoin right now because once the market's open, then we're open and we can start to use these levels. So I'm going to use this right here, 50-50. If we break lower, then we have a problem here. But if this can get back up to 90, like 89.4 or something, then we're laughing. So hold on. Hold your horses, Bitcoin. Let's see where we can go now back up to the upside. I'm going to put some offers just to relieve some pain if we can get back here, because we did stop last time at 51. The 50 period's in and around 90. Let's just put an offer at 90 for like maybe 10% just to take something off. Right now, my coffee's in the way. I got to look around it. All right, so we'll put an offer right here at 50, right where the 50 period is, 50.85s or so. See if we can relieve some pressure here. 50.88 is where we put it.
Yeah, I'm just watching this this Tesla here, and a bit of a sideways consolidation happening right here in and around 332s and just underneath 334s. As of right now, this prior high is what I'm looking at right here. So we got that selling coming in and that flush right there. That 328 seems to be continues to stay a bit of an interesting level. 328.71 I have as prior week high there, and then 336s was the current week low, but then we just made some fresh lows down at 324. So both interesting prices. We're kind of sandwiched into those there. Adobe looking like it's going to continue to break 528s trading as of right now. Amazon did take a bit of a pullback here for a pullback off of that level that I was looking at a bit earlier. Like I said, I don't know if it's going to respect. I did add a little bit more down here, but again, it hasn't necessarily broken trend, so I don't necessarily want to put on an aggressive amount of risk just yet. The market has to take a pullback off of that 21.2, and if I see that confluence maybe happening, then maybe that trade will become a little bit. It'll become a little bit better, and maybe we can take a look at it once again. I see that IBIT interesting turn here, Sean.
I got some out there at 88, like we said. But
I'm watching it here because like these are those pre-market and after-hour levels right here that it seemingly is pulling back off of. You can see right here 51s in the pre-market today, and then 51.18s roughly in the after hours yesterday, and today's high is 51.23. So we've had a bit of selling pressure there in the pre-market session. It seems like we're catching a little bit of a pullback here. Let's see if that pressure really is still there, and if we can get a pullback down to VWAP right there. But yeah, we've been having an aggressive bid on this again on the whole sector, I guess, since about 11:15 off of the open as well. But a bit of a continuation past some of these pre-market and after-hour highs right now. I'm curious to know whether we take a bit of a pullback here, and I think I'm watching the market as well to see if this aggressive bid again came in and around what is that, 1 o'clock right there. So again, 1 o'clock. We did a 180 turn, very sharp, all the way back up to 21,200, and we're taking a bit of a breather here as of right now. So I have no idea what that means, but maybe we're taking poised for a bit of a pullback here. I'm continuing to watch Tesla. If it can even get to 336s, man, that kind of reminds me of like Just if you flip the chart upside down, when a ticker hovers above VWAP, you can't really get there and it's holding. Means that maybe buying pressure is definitely there above VWAP. And right now we're attempting to push towards this 336, which happens to confluence with VWAP, and the market is super strong, and we can't really get through there just yet. So I'm going to continue to watch Tesla to see what we do in and around some of these levels here. I did like the long initially off of this 328. Didn't really add on that 324 dip there for a pushback towards VWAP, but it seems like there's no real follow through as of right now. I think we're going to need some more pressure here in order to push some of those levels, and no idea whether or not that'll come in. So we'll have to wait and see if that is going to be the case here. Robinhood actually ticked lower. I don't know if you guys remember. I had a trade on Robinhood earlier this morning. Okay, so there's the stop out there on Adobe. So I got stopped out on that one. What? Okay, so it flipped me long. Okay, let's not do that. 1 second, sorry. I just got.
Yeah, I can come over here. I mean, I got a little bit out here on IBIT. Go ahead. Yeah.
So no, it just flipped me long. I'm just trying to. Let's see if I can get out. If anybody hits that, if anybody hits the ask, I'll probably pop out on that one there. Yeah, let's see. Where is the next trade? Is what I'm looking for as of right now. A lot of reserve orders going on right now.
What do you think about that?
Okay, so there you go. Got out of that one there. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm kind of watching that one. I want to pull up. I want to pull up some Bitcoin as well. Let's see what Bitcoin is up to. Are we taking a bit of a pullback as well? Yeah. So prior highs right there. So we did. Wow. Okay. So that high was 89,993. And this high is 966, so about 30 points, a little bit lower. But again, well within trend. Like this could blast very easily. You can see the expanding volume here on Bitcoin coming into some of these highs. So I think that's something to consider when you're looking at this. I don't know if I would necessarily try to revert this right away because of that expanding volume going into these highs right there. So I think, again, if you VWAP, it was around, 87,725 here on Bitcoin, and we held that quite well for a push-up, again, with increasing volume. So I don't really want to mess with that one there just yet. Amazon, oh boy, are you going to give me a reason to add? Perhaps. Maybe. I don't know. No. I'm
coming back.
Do you like my technicals a little bit?
I do.
It's a little messy. It's a little messy. But yeah, I'm just looking for potential participants that might be using some of these lines here as areas to potentially make some decisions. But let's see if they show up. I'm looking for a bit of a pullback here. This trend as well. Again, I didn't want to make it too messy. VWAP hold to the next highs. We've broken that as well. So we can continue drawing multiple lines. But again, they don't necessarily mean it too much if there's nothing to kind of confluence the idea in the actual price action and the chart there. So just a consideration off of those lines. There goes Adobe. So it's a good thing we got out of that short. It is continuing to push that flat top breakout here on Adobe going into, I guess, almost power hour. It's 252 there, Sean, and bit of a pullback here coming in on the ES. How much time is left for this 15-minute candle to print? We've got about 7 minutes left for this 15-minute candle, and we're about to break prior bar low on the ES after holding this bid since about 1 o'clock. Finally about to break some of that. So let's see if we're poised for a bit of a pullback here on some of these names. I guess I got some of these, DXYZ. A lot of people were trading DXYZ. So we can take a look at that one as well. I was interested in getting involved in this one today, but nothing too crazy. It is kind of doing a bit of a backside as it has broken trend as of yesterday and pre-market action. But again, just because it's a broken trend doesn't mean it's going to come all the way back down to 10s and 11s. It just means that maybe we're taking a bit of a breather and slowing down sideways. And it seems like 30-day low has caught a bit of a bid as of right now, back to VWAP again with that market strength on DXYZ. It's an interesting name, I think, because again, it's a SpaceX play, right? It's part of the Trump basket right there. SpaceX is a private company, and I think DXYZ is a holding company that holds about 50% of their holdings. I think it's 40 something to be specific, but they do hold SpaceX, shares on their roster. So one to watch out for sure. Mara taking a bit of a pullback here. Coinbase as well. Coinbase actually made a lower high So that's something interesting to know. MSTR has made a triple top. Oh boy, okay, so this could be a little telling
nervous
here.
It's not
MSTR.
holding that 89,000, man.
I
feel
mean,
like we're gonna stop out. No, I mean
for the short. You're talking about like a short. Okay. So, but we'll take a look at this.
Yeah.
Just a kind of a triple top action happening here on MSTR. Pre-market high just underneath 360. Opening range high about 1030 high just underneath 360, and this current high right now on the prior 15-minute candle just underneath 360. So the same kind of area acting as a bit of a resistance there, sandwiched in between higher lows. So yeah, maybe we are poised for a breakout there, but it seems like the range of this flag, if you want to call it, is a little bit lower down to VWAP. VWAP being at 343s on this name. So interesting look there. Let's see if that one potentially comes in. Some of these names, man, some of the volatility that we're having, absolutely crazy. Like
everything. Come on, IBIT. I mean, all right. So we are. So I'm in this name. We're long at 92s. You just saw me in it there. I don't really want to average into this. We've already done that. It came into the 50 period. We thought we got a nice little drip there, which we did. We got it back out at the 50 period. We said we got some out at 88s. We're only out of the money 20 cents here. It's not the end of the world. It's just like I'm getting nervous because I feel that I'm going to get. So my stop out is right here. I want to stay with it. I don't want to hold it back to the 200 period. I'd rather like let it come in and then potentially dip by that opportunity instead of just averaging in and then getting smoked right there again. So we'll get out once it breaks our normal level that we've already sort of charted, and then we'll work from there. Nvidia did fall in. It actually fell in twice. So it fell in the first time and we missed it, and then it went right back up, and we were bidding 05s. So this time I was bidding 13s. I switched it up there a little bit. So we do have an average in here on Nvidia. But at the end of the day, Bitcoin's, I don't think it's going to hold, man. I mean, there's 88.7 right now. So our stop is already in. And on the other front of that, like, oh, come on, futures. Like, just, you got to bounce, right? Maybe we're in this a little bit too early, possibly on the Nvidia reload, but here come the futures right back in again. I don't know if we should be looking at Apple or, I mean, you're long Amazon right now. I don't know how that's doing. But for right now, market is pulling back. I mean, Nvidia's bouncing higher right now. So, I mean, maybe we'll have to, let me get out of something here because I'm a little bit nervous, like I just said here. I just offered 24s. I was too busy looking at the chart. Like, some of these levels won't really mean anything to all of you guys, but like, I'm going to take a little bit piece off now at 20s if I can. We're only long here at 20s. So if we get a piece, we're thinking maybe the market might be going the other way. The best thing to do is to start getting a little bit lighter. And then if you're wrong, and the market goes up, fine. You have a piece on and you're going to win. But if you're right about the market maybe turning around right now, then you're lighter on your spot and you know, you're getting something out for profits or at least for flats, and in this case, profits now. So we'll take a 24 and a 25, and now we'll see if we can run back up to the upside. We're long at 20s now on Nvidia. That was part of the plan. It's just, yeah, we need that bounce. And so right now we are getting that bounce off VWAP. So thankfully for that. Let's take this opportunity to get some more out at 28s there. But there it is, nice bounce. Okay, nice bounce on the futures into 30s. So a couple more bids now. Remember, we did average that back in at 13s. So our initial take was 25s. Then we got some 13s, giving us an average price now of 21. So let's wait to see if we can get back up to the upside. It's really just Bitcoin right now that's kind of peeing me off. I don't know if it's going to go back upside or not. Unfortunately, we have our stop, but I'm just going to be dead man walking until that hits. So we're just going to wait for it. Hopefully, it can bounce back up there to the upside. Nvidia is trying to work out for us at least.
Yeah, so take a bit of a pullback here off of that 21,200 on the Nasdaq. We've got about a minute and 40 seconds left for this 15-minute candle to finish printing right here. And it'll be the first red candle unless we catch an aggressive bid going into the next minute and a half roughly. First red candle since, again, about 1 o'clock. So let's see what that'll potentially bring. Here comes, okay, so Amazon with a bit of a breakdown here. I guess not really an aggressive breakdown, but an in-term, I guess a shorter term trend break coming in. But again, there's a lot of things going on here. Again, pretty much sideways, right? So I would say there's a lot of different kind of participants involved in this. Could get pretty messy here. But that aggressive sell coming in with that first red bar on the futures. So let's see what we have in store for some of these names here. Let me take a quick look at the Mag 7 here. So Amazon pulling back. Actually, softies pushing highs. Google's pushing highs as well. Nvidia is pretty much chopping around in the middle of its daily range, and so is Apple here, a middle of its daily range. And Amazon, pretty much a couple of reasons for Amazon. Amazon taking a bit of a pullback. It also wicked its pre-market highs as well. So let's see if that'll come in. And I'm taking this idea on the spider at the same time, the low break. Let's see if that'll come into fruition here. But again, 21 seconds, first red candle. We're closing, I guess, in and around prior bar open as of right now. So maybe not the best look for a pullback, but we'll see. VWAP's right there on the spider. I have 597.35s as VWAP, and I guess you guys can see the entry right there, 597.89. So let's see if that'll come into fruition here. Let's see. I don't know. Market's going to pull back, maybe. We're waiting and watching.
I mean, Nvidia is a banger and a banger. So we're really happy with what Nvidia did. We just got long at 13s. It's at 50 right now, so it's 37 cents in the money. We talked about why we were getting lighter. We thought the chance of the market failing were quite high there. We were wrong, and now it's. I mean, I don't want to say it, the market really just bounced 6 handles. So Nvidia on a 6-handle bounce is like, hold my beer, we're going up 50 cents. So like that was a big move there. So I'm really happy that we're in this name, but I'm gonna get another piece out because again, you know, celebrate the longs is fine, but it's only a celebration when you're taking out profits, right? So you can't just like let it go up and then not take something out. So we'll take a 48 there. We're also waiting for a 53, and then we'll start to get lighter. We are back into about a third of a position left now on Nvidia, although we did average back in. So share size a little bit different than it was in the past on this average back. Let's see if it can keep going to the upside. All right, Bitcoin, I see what you're trying to do. 88, 88, 88. All right, we did buy a little bit of a dip there at 60 because I was like, if we're going to go for it, then, you know, we might as well take a shot 10 cents away from our stop. So here it comes now back up to the upside. We are long now at 50.85s. Our price didn't improve that much. We didn't want to get overly aggressive down there. Maybe we should have. But I'm just looking at like kind of random levels on IBIT right now, right? If Bitcoin wants to go up, then we'll hold it and we'll let it go. If it doesn't, we're going to get stopped out. So that this is what hodling is all about on a day trading level, right? I mean, here it comes back in. So we just tried. It just made a run again at 89. It stopped at about 88.9 or so, $100 away. Now here's the drop in a little bit. So we're just going to have to deal with this volatility and just call it Bitcoin because that is what it is. More outs coming for me on right now. If we can get a 45, let's take another piece out here on Nvidia. I'm getting really nervous about these longs. I don't know if you guys can tell. All right, AAPL, another quick look. What else? Oh, Palantir we could look at. Apple, nah, not. Come on, futures. Look at the futures right now, right? So again, good job there trying to get some out on the top. We talked about only having a third left, so pretty good job there on Nvidia. What's Palantir doing? Again, probably going to be one of the weaker names today, we had thought, but here it is right back up to $60 again for PLTR. We sold a little bit of this yesterday, but again, with 300 PE, Palantir, a very exciting name. And again, what you're paying for is future, right? You're not just getting in and out of Palantir right now because you're worried about the next quarter. You're trying to hold this thing for potentially, again, what it means when Trump gets in. What does that mean for the world? Does Palantir just start to, they just got L3 Harris. I mean, that was a huge contract, and they just made a deal with AWS as well. So I like Palantir going higher from here. But again, pretty well valued, needless to say. So, okay. Obi, you just got past something very important. So let's go over to Obi.
Yeah, so Firefly Neuroscience has taken a bold step in advancing brain health technology. In collaboration with Bright Minds Biosciences, Firefly's innovative AI-powered platform has successfully analyzed data from groundbreaking phase 1 clinical trials using advanced EEG technology to track brain activity. This data unlocks new potential in treating neurological and mental disorders, reinforcing Firefly's position at the forefront of brain health innovation. As they prepare for phase 2, this partnership signals exciting developments for the future and future of neuropsychiatric treatments. Firefly Neuroscience shaping the future of brain health. Cool stuff.
Yeah, that is some pretty awesome stuff. I was just looking here because, oh gosh, okay. Did we get out some IBIT? Yes, we did. Okay, so IBIT is starting to run back up to the upside right now. So Yahoo! I was looking down. I was actually reading some of the notes for tonight because we have Spotify coming up tonight. And I looked down. I was like, my net is changing pretty dramatically. All right, here we go. Nice. Okay, now we're back to flat. All right. I'm not hodling after all. I'm going to take another 5% out right here if we can get this. It is a nice move back up. We are at the 50-period moving average. Let's just try to stay. Well, actually, no, we're not. All right, so we're going to cancel what we just got filled at 80. I don't have any other offers except for 94s. That must be where that is. Yeah, so we had put one at 94 before. It was obviously right into here. Now we'll wait. We'll get an 88 out there, and then we'll just hold. So we still have 80% of our position right now, holding on to see if IBIT wants to continue its move higher. And again, there goes Bitcoin right now, breaking back down, back above 89,000. So it was just at 88.7, and we were kind of like, oh no. So you could see there, so that's about $300, gave us about 20 cents there. So if we can get up to about 89.5 again, we should get another 20 or 30 cents, which should put us in and around 51-ish, which would be great outs. So like that's a decent spot right there, 50.97. I'm gonna put an offer. Well, I'm already at 94s. So I'll put another piece there, maybe at just at 51 flat. Oh no, there's a little bit of a push down. Okay. Anyways, made some money back on that one. Phew. Right there for IBIT. Thank you so much, IBIT. And then Bitcoin again, or sorry, Nvidia. We got another piece out right there. All right. So with Spotify, people are going to ask us all the time near the end of the day. Come on, Bitcoin. Where's the risk to Spotify? Look, man. I mean, this is well produced. Over the last 5 or 6 days. The last week, I mean, from 380 all the way up to 420, continuously going higher and higher and higher. I think this is close enough to all-time highs for Spotify. Let me just have another look, because I was actually in this on its direct list at 150.
Wow.
Not in it anymore. Sold it at 320 or so for Spotify. What a move this thing has had. Wow, Spotify. Yeah, okay, so it already has taken out its all-time high. So right there, 360, 380. So now you're well up. This is a weekly chart. So I almost feel that we could have a pullback in. And when we go over to a daily chart again, we'll just see the kind of movement that we've had. It's kind of these levels that I'm talking about. Let's see a push back into like 380s. If you do get a push into 380, like we often talk about, or Neil does anyways, putting these bids down there where an area that you might like on a miss or on something dramatic that winds up happening. This is a decent area to start, I think, 380 or so. With the expected move to be 12%, that's $40 one way or the other. So you could get back into the 50-period moving average, and I like that trade. Bouncing off of it, just look at it, there's almost no better stock to watch since about a year and a half ago that's just took out and rode this 50 period all the way up. I mean, Costco comes to mind and a couple other names that only have upward trajectory, it seems like, but Spotify always dip by opportunity. So that's the name for me and Adara tonight at 405, coming through EPS of 189 and a implied move of over 12%. Last time it moved 9%. Come on, Bitcoin, you can do it. That's basically all that I have right now. Watching out Bitcoin, hodling here, Obi.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, you know what I'm seeing, man. The strongest stock on the day out of the Mag 7 now is Softy.
Ooh.
Literally Softy. Like if you look at Softy here, let me pull it in. I'm watching the spider here as it, I guess, attempts to take a bit of a slowdown here. Waiting for this 15-minute candle to print. We got 7 minutes left, but take a look at Softy. Look at this. It's been holding VWAP. This market has been, look at this quadroon. That happens in and around what, 12:45? What does Softy do? 12:45 candle, slams from high a day into VWAP, holds 420, and then bids right back up. Softy is literally the strongest Mag 7 right now. Again, we can go through all of them right now if you guys really want to. You can see Nvidia, sure, kind of sideways, right? Choppy sideways within its opening range as of right now is Nvidia. Again, Google, we can take a look at Google right here. Google, yeah, sure, we reverted, very, very strong as well. But again, in terms of range, this thing got washed before it came back to high a day there. So I guess maybe if you want to consider that wash, this is maybe relatively stronger. I don't know how you would judge that, but Google pretty strong as well. Amazon right here near its highs as well. We're watching that one. potentially come in. We got Apple as well. Apple's pretty much sideways. You can see that we've been chopping in a sideways range. We got Meta as well right here. Meta, relatively weak. It can't even get past its VWAP as of right now. So some of these tickers, oh boy, definitely something to watch for sure. And then also, I do want to check out, again, not necessarily part of the Mag 7, but up there in the constituents. Berkshire is up there as well. AVGO is up there as well. So let's see what some of these guys are doing. AVGO to the downside. So nothing too crazy as of right now. I guess we can take a look at NFLX as well. Netflix again.
Heard of it?
Never heard of it. I mean, it's pushing all-time highs right now, Sean.
Oh, Netflix.
819 as of right now, very, very strong. So yeah, let's see what that 1245 bar looked like on Netflix. Yeah, kind of a similar story. So very, very strong on this ticker as well. But that hold on Softy looking relatively strong as of right now. So I don't know what that really means, but that grind up is absolutely crazy. Spider not really taking a significant pullback here, going a little sideways. Just underneath that high as of right now. Still in this Tesla, still in this Amazon as of right now. IBIT continuing to the upside.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Money.
Finally, we get some serious money on IBIT. So, I mean, we're hodling, baby. No, we're just playing around. All right, so good move up there for IBIT. I mean, right into those levels. We said, remember we did the math? It's like, can we get another 500 or 300 bucks? Where would that be? And we give it about 20 cents up. So that's exactly where we sat. So right there, we got into that. And I was like, we'll take these outs. So guess what, Obi? We'll take those outs. I mean, you and I sit here all the time and say, man, we got to make the easy trades. We got to look and see. All right, we'll take another out right there. Bang.
Bang, bang.
I mean, you guys got Bitcoins in that? We got to make some Bitcoins in his little popcorn thing there, man. You don't want movie tickets no more. All right, nice move there. We have been getting more and more out of Nvidia. It's just not reacting the same way I thought it would. So we'll take another piece out right there at 24s, 25s, or sorry, that's 32s, that's 26s. So now we'll wait. I'm going to put another offer up here at 46 if we can get that. Oh, baby, come on, let's go. We got to break. Let's go, break. If we could get up to 90,000, that should put us right back up into here, right? So every $300 is about 20 or so cents. We've done a little bit of work there, so 20 cents more into that puts us right up here. I think that's something possible. Oh, gosh. You know what's reporting tonight? Oh, she does have it. It's Mara. Mara right now reporting tonight. Didn't even realize that. Tonight on the recap show is Mara. And guess what? They don't even make money. Their estimated EPS minus 25 cents. That don't matter, apparently. You are mining Bitcoin right now. Okay? They had to, okay, here we go. Crypto's trying to go. But the thing is that the hash rate's cut in half.
Yeah.
So that was what, a month and a half ago or something, the last Bitcoin halving. Apparently there's 39 Bitcoin halving cycles and we're in like cycle 5 or something. So there's going to be a lot of more work to get done as far as hash rates are concerned. I'm not sure I love Mara for that reason, but it's really trading well. And with earnings coming tonight at 4:35, we'll have to wait to see what's going on with Mara. But oh boy, we just stopped again at O's. I'm going to take another piece right here. We can take 5% out at a time. I'm going to offer 95s. Maybe we can get a piece. We just stopped at 51. No reason for this name to stop at a certain specific price, in my opinion. Now it's just going to follow whatever Bitcoin does. So if we can get a little bit of a move up now in BTC, then we'll take some more out. And if it falls back in, it falls back in. We are now out of about 50% of this trade. So it hit our price target. That's what it was. So once that's hit, we take it and we live with it. So nice little trade there on Bitcoin. And then Nvidia, well, not so much right now. We're already getting out of Nvidia if it breaks below VWAP right here. So I do have a bid to get more at 148.05. If that happens, great. That'll put, not great, but that'll put our average price probably at, let's call it 8 or so. Yeah, crypto just hit us again. We just got out more. So we are going to play this for about, our average price is 8. We're going to get out if it breaks 90. So we'll play this for about 20 cents worth of risk. Here it comes right now, Nvidia, 20 to 25 cents worth of risk. So share size accordingly. We're about to get filled. I'm going to take a piece right here just in case we don't get those 05s. I'll take a 10s. There we go. We get a little bit filled there at 10. We'll add a bit more here at 05. Oh no. I hate when it just stops at you, and then like I'd rather get the fill and then deal with it after instead of like having regrets. I just saw We're the Millers again, and I saw that guy's tattoo there.
Yeah.
No regrets.
No regrets.
And the guy's like, "You sure you don't have any, no regrets in life? Like not like a letter or anything like that you regret?" Or the guy's like, "No, what are you talking about?" There. So I'm not going to have any regrets with this Nvidia trade because it's made us money to this point. So, but not anymore. We are long right now at that price that we said we'd be long at 147.07. Giving it not too much longer. We're almost flattened. Breakthrough 85s is what we're giving this. So that would be about 20 cents or so on the hit now for NVDA. So we'd like to see this get back up into the 30s again to make any sense.
And it's funny you were talking about the Bitcoin miners. I just messaged my friend last night. He's a very avid Bitcoin miner. He had kind of shut off his operations for many years, and I was just like, "Hey, Bitcoin now all-time highs. Would it be profitable to mine some Bitcoin?" And he was like, "Well, I have some sort of like super energy saver program at nighttime. So if I mined it at nighttime, then yeah, it would be profitable." And I was like, "Okay, cool, nice." I mean, that's good stuff. That's one of the issues, right? The cost of business has to kind of make sense. But again, if you're in it for the long run and you're just accumulating Bitcoin, then maybe you're running operations at negative. I guess you're running in the negatives maybe. We're taking a bit of a pullback here. Second 15-minute red candle here on both the ES and the NASDAQ. So let's see if we can take a pullback into that VWAP. Just a few points away on that one there. So just patiently waiting for that one. We are in power hour. It is 3:15. Only about 45 minutes left. DJ K saying we can play a drinking game every time Obi says, "Oh boy, we take a shot." Oh boy, you do not want to play that game.
Do not.
Trust me, we don't want to play that game. Yeah, exactly. You better have a couple bottles ready. Let me just tell you, and that's just for the morning session.
It says ram. You'll be
exactly.
quick time. I probably have things that I say all the time too. So be careful with those bets. And thankfully, we don't have any more pound. I say that, I hear a little bit now, but thanks to...
Oh, yeah, exactly. You say that and they suddenly start...
Thanks to everybody, just thanks to the staff there. It looks like they've quit, or the construction workers for a minute. Maybe they're working on another side of the building and come back over here after 4:30, hopefully.
Yeah.
Adair, myself, and Brian Shannon coming.
Nice.
All right, it should be good. All right, so IBIT there. We got out there at the top there around 51. I mean, we basically pegged that area. We talked about it.
Spider.
A bunch.
Sorry.
I don't know if there was like a fake spider there again.
No. Yeah, maybe. I'm like spider.
You were like spider. I was like, oh no. I was like, this is a Neil thing.
The arachnid.
The arachnid. So we did get stopped out
SPY.
of Nvidia there, but I'm going to put that back in 147.79 as our new stop out spot. It did break it down there. Not great. I don't want to be. Don't tell me we got stopped out at the very bottom. That would be no good. Let's see. Go into meme crazy. That would be nice right now. We're sitting there at 99. Take a look. Oh, that couldn't have happened before. Come on, my guy. All right. Well, we're starting to go back upside now. Let's put some more into the O's and whatnot. We'll make back a little bit there. We did drop out, so it did break that bottom, but then we wicked it and then just ripped back up. So I tried to join the party back there to the upside, but the best we got was O's, and that's where we are right now. 99s and/or O's off of a long 91 on a little bit of a reload there. For Nvidia, definitely a name I want to be long. It's just a matter of what's going to happen at VWAP right now. The market looks like it wants to break for sure, but if it does hold and revert back up, we just saw what happens there to Nvidia. What if we actually get a move back up to the 50 period? I think we'll like this even more. We did have a retracement back down there for IBIT. Pretty dramatically. So now that I see this move, we are long at 67s. I'm going to put out, let's put out 10% at 80s. Maybe we can get that dip buy opportunity right there as well. So you're short everything. I'm trying to go long. At least I'm long IBIT. I feel like I'm not fighting you that much. The Nvidia trade is one that I think we're both trying to be patient with what our positions are.
Yeah, I think.
Right
I mean, I'm looking for that pullback. That pullback's coming in on the again on the spider, but not really the Amazon. So it seems like the Amazon may be holding up the spider.
The Amazon.
We'll see. Softy, maybe a bit of a pullback. I like that pullback on the futures. Again, I said that the futures look pretty clean, and I want to exercise that idea on the spider, and that spider coming right back up into VWAP there. So again, I got to make a bit of a decision here as it pulls into VWAP going into the end of the day here. Again, what is it? It's 318 as of right now. So a bit of a pullback here. nothing too crazy. In terms of risk to reward, I guess it was much nicer here on the ES rather than the Spider, but it is coming in a little bit onto VWAP. So let's see if we hold VWAP, or do we break VWAP, or do we just consolidate here? Again, only about a few more, two more, maybe 2.5 roughly more 15-minute candles left on the day to print. Let's see how these guys print right here. Again, we did catch an aggressive bid all the way from 1 o'clock coming into the last hour here. We're taking a little bit of a breather going into the close with only about 40 minutes left. It is 319 right now. So VWAP test on the SPY. Let's see if we can get a bit of a pullback here coming in. Short on Amazon, short on the Spider. Let's see what else. I was trying to look for other things that I can potentially short that look good, and I was like, Alphabet's really strong, Softy's really strong. So in terms of extension down to VWAP, yeah, sure, they can give you a bigger move, but I'm looking for something that's showing me more. And I think that that lick grab of pre-market highs on Amazon was nice, but it's not really following through. And a similar kind of story with Spider, where it's like, all right, well, we don't even get to day highs. We kind of pull back in at a lower high here. So at a lower high relative to the opening range high right there, and then you break that 15-minute bar hold as well. But you can see that aggressive bid coming in off of that VWAP as of right now, with only about 10 minutes, just under 10 minutes. So maybe not only 10 minutes left for that 15-minute candle to print. So we still got some time there. I'll stay patient, stay watching this. If it's going to continue that bid up and aggressively break through, then that's perfectly fine. We can stop out and get right back in again if the trade continues to be there. And if it's not going to be there, that's fine as well. You can see that push right back up. Again, that key area that I want to keep watching is that 21,200, and I guess that's 60.25 here on the ES as well. Tesla, pretty much chopping around in these 29s and 30s right here on Tesla. It's found a bit of a base, maybe some buying meeting, some selling here as it went sideways in and around this 330, 327 area. Again, that 320, what was that prior week high? Prior week high was at 328.71. The prior week close at 321.22. Didn't quite get to the prior week close, but it seems to be chopping just above that prior week high. So this week still holding that prior week high, which is interesting stuff. Here comes a bit of a leg down there on, you mean the bid?
I mean the SPY, I think, is coming.
Yeah, it came a little bit down there. I saw that pull back in, but again, still have 8 minutes for this candle to print. It could chop around a lot in that 8 minutes until it kind of finishes printing. So I'm curious to know what the next 15-minute bar will print. We've had, if this closes red, that will be 3 red candles since that run up there. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green candles in a row. 3 reds. So red light, green light, Sean.
Yeah, we're doing the same thing with iBit here. It's the only stock that we have. We got in and out of Nvidia. You guys saw us take that. That broke lower. Nvidia's at 147.75. So that trade does not work. Well, basically a flat trade at the end of the day. iBit came right up to our area again, man. So we took some more out. We took some 92s. We just got a 97 again. So hopefully this will work. You talked about looking for different things to trade. That could be that SoundHound is after the bell. We can have a quick look at that 7. So that's down a little bit now. Didn't really get any volume spikes coming through. So we'll have to wait to see if SoundHound wants to give us anything into that. What else is after hours? We have Occidental coming through after hours. This is a 4% move possible. Trying to hold that 50 mark. Once this chart opens up, you'll see, right into here. So, I mean, Occidental, this looks pretty bad. Again, I know this is another name that Neil has. He was trying to play it off Berkshire, and that bounce level was $56. Once we broke there, had to move back up to it, then it was back down in. I don't actually know if Berkshire is still, I'm sure they're still in it, but I don't know the weighting on that for Occidental. They're coming out today as well. That's at 4:15. Rocket Labs as well. Ooh, everyone's favorite IPO, Kava, out today as well. Expecting a nice EPS of 11 cents right now. Kava, that stock has been absolutely fire. We were doing the show last time, and I believe this was one of the earnings reports back into here in August, where we had a huge move down, and then it was just bought up the rest of the way. So Kava, again, huge. Last earnings report, we were down here $79, $80, up to $144. That is almost a double in 3 months for Kava, as people getting very excited about that Greek food. EPS looking for 11 cents. Applied move 12% right now. Get your souvlaki's while you can. Okay, Instacart, which is now called something else, isn't it? No, it still says cart on ours. No, it's called something else, isn't it? Maple Bear.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You didn't
Oh
know,
yeah,
you
I
didn't
think
know that?
yeah, Maple Bear.
Yeah, Maple Bear, man.
That IPO.
Yeah. So there it is. So Maple Bear. Right now, that cart is looking at an EPS of 22 cents. Again, another name here that is all the way up. I mean, some of these names just huge since we talked about them last time off earnings. So there's their August report, and then now you're up about, from 31 to 47. You ever use anything other than Uber Eats, or you ever use Uber Eats or anything?
Yeah. Uber Eats depends on the restaurant. Some of them might not have Uber Eats, so yeah, Skip the Dishes, DoorDash. I think I have all of them there, but it seems like Uber tends to have most of the restaurants. So I tend to use most of them.
Spotify and
depending
Rumble
on the situation.
Takes it out. All right, so we'll see what happens with Instacart. I mean, we saw DoorDash. They had a deal there the other day, DASH. DoorDash had a deal the other day with Lyft. So that, I don't know if that, what? How come every stock I call up, like, look at this.
Would you look at that?
Oh yeah, would you look at this?
Would you look at that?
We haven't done this in about 45 minutes, so we'll do it again. Would you look at this, Obi?
Just look at it. Just take a look at it.
Take a look at this for me if you can. Nice move to the upside. I mean, 176. These guys are reporting tonight.
Is that a day? Oh, I thought that was a minute chart.
Oh, no, I'm just looking at Dash. They're not reporting tonight. But look at this name.
Oh, my God.
Just continuously. I mean, have they reported yet? I mean, DoorDash. Hold on a second here, Obi. DASH. I did it again. DASH. DoorDash right there. When are we? October 30th. They've already reported. Wow, changed since January, only 80%, but add another move up today. Nice one there for DoorDash. Wow. I mean, maybe Instacart, AKA Maple Bear, is the stock to own, man. iBit apparently is as well. Come on. Can we not get to 90,000 by 4 o'clock?
I don't know. We've got about 34 minutes left. I mean,
yeah.
Okay, all right. So about 4 minutes left on that 15-minute candle to print, and we're getting some selling coming here across the board. I'm seeing flashes of red on Tesla, a little bit on the Spider as well, but Tesla definitely taking a bit of a pullback below that 330 mark as of right now. Still kind of sideways on the day within some of that prior session, I guess midday session range as of right now. Spider taking a bit of a pullback though. I like that. Let's see if we can get to 597s here as this bar extends down into VWAP. Again, 3 minutes and 24 seconds left on the 15-minute bar to print as well. So gonna continue watching that. Bitcoin's still holding, man. 89 halves. We're trading just underneath that on Bitcoin right there.
Have you taken any out of that SPY, or you're just waiting for that to close?
I don't know. Maybe I should.
Have you taken any out so far? No.
No.
Okay. That's what I was
Should I hit the mock?
You want to explain what the mock is?
Market on close?
My answer is no.
No? Okay.
So the only reason, so you said market on close. So we have order types right now where you just put it in, set it and forget it, basically. It's kind of like the lazy way of trading. Not that
it's
lazy.
No, I mean, think about it.
If I have enough liquidity,
if I have enough inventory and I want to get out, what other place than the auction?
Just by hitting bid?
Yeah, but what if you want to?
You could put any shares you want. You're
say I have
not
100,000 shares.
I'm talking about us as prop traders. I mean, I understand that. You're not preventing the Spider's move, nor am I, nor is anybody around here. Only because, man, I've seen like 50,000 shares. We've seen levels of Nvidia.
Of course.
Literally,
we've seen them take out
hundreds. We're just joking.
Like right now, like I can just probably look at Tesla. Like I have right here. Look, perfect, right here. So someone on a K gate, so that's an Edge X right there. 23,000, just slapping that ask. 23,000 on an Edge A. So
you went there, right?
Okay. So that's the kind of size that can go through. Some of these names are really liquid. So, but yeah, no, you know what I'm talking about. Without really wiping the book. I think the opening and closing place auctions are a great place to kind of get some decent size.
We're like about $1,000 in the money. So funny to say it like that if we were trading Bitcoin, obviously. Yeah, we're nowhere near that much money even on this trade, of course, because we gotten some out here, and we never took enough shares to make $1,000 on a well, that's a 50-cent move. I mean, we could have, but there it is, nice move to the upside right there for IBIT. Yeah, we don't have a maximum position or anything on it, but we do have a good one, as here comes IBIT right back into these levels. Again, this has been fun to trade. I think we're going to start keeping IBIT on our watch just a little bit more. I mean, we've had Mara on there for a minute. I've really ignored Coinbase, and the reason why is I just think that once the market opens up and we can start to look at some levels here, there hasn't been much else. I mean, I heard Joe talking about it, and he's just like, man, we just got to start looking at IBIT and start looking at Bitcoin. I mean, it's what's moving. It was on our radar here today on the sticky note. It was all that we were talking about off the open. I mean, you open up Twitter, you open up Swaggy Stocks, Reddit, anything like that. Everyone's wondering what's going on with that, with IBIT and Bitcoin. Why? Because we are now $500 away from all-time highs. I mean, we broke 90, or we did not break 90,000. We came close enough to doing that. We'll see if we could do it again. And here's what a chart of BTC is looking like, my guy. Right now, there it is right there, 89,934. As we wait for Bitcoin to do that one more time. Let's go into a 1-minute chart here just to have a quick look. So we just bought these dips. Like, there's me buying these dips at 3 o'clock. So that, I mean, that just worked out great. Like I said, about $1,000 in the money as we continue to watch this, but not in the money. I shouldn't say in the money. That's not what it means. I don't know, because I don't know what a percent that was. I guess it's $1,000 on 88.5. I still don't know what it is. But there it is. Nice move up. Right now about 1%. Nice move, 89.5. We'll figure out what's going on there. That high is 89. Well, I have written down here 89.78. So I don't know if that's true or not, but that was just a minute ago. We did have it overnight, right? So we just touched. I didn't even realize that we came within, again, another $200. I think we could do that again. So here's just a bigger chart that I was looking at from yesterday. There's 90,000, drops right into the 50 period again, and then blasts higher. So let's get one more run on BTC here to end the day. So again, another out on the high side. We just took a piece of, we were doing that, 5106. Hopefully we can hold out. Let's be patient with it. I mean, I like the trade here on BTC.
Yeah, no, I think some decent opportunities on a lot of those tickers here. So Tesla taking a bit of a sell-off there as well, coming right back into this prior low here at 327 halves. So going to continue watching that one. That prior bar kind of taking a bit of a bounce off of that level, but nothing too crazy just yet. Spider kind of finally back down at VWAP, did cover a little piece there. Now again, just testing out an idea, right? I'm like, all right, well, don't necessarily trade the futures of the Spider very often, but I do kind of use those instruments or those vehicles to kind of take trades on the constituents. But yeah, that's some distinct action there on both the futures, and I was like, all right, well, if that bid's going to dissipate and fall off, I do want to take a bit of a stab at that. Seems like that reversion of VWAP coming in quite nice. But again, if you guys measure this trade, again, it's not the best in terms of risk to reward, right? So kind of just if you just take that, I can show you what I took right here. Boom, maybe risking to there for a pull into VWAP. That's pretty much a 1-to-1, right? So nothing too crazy, just a quick scalp. And I think 1-to-1s are not too bad for a quick scalp, especially if you like the probabilities of them. But yeah, no, taking a bit of a pullback here. 597s incoming, and we just started printing a fresh new candle here on the 15-minute chart. So let's see if this candle holds below VWAP for a lot of these names. Again, we're trading below that 21,200. We attempted to push that off of a strong bid, and we're taking a bit of a breather here on the Nasdaq. So something that is continuing to stay strong, though, interestingly enough, is Google. I guess searching its way towards a new high here on Google, as that high 182.27 trading at 182.19 right now. Look at that bid, man, absolutely crazy. So maybe I was wrong. Softy might not be the strongest Mag 7. It might as well be Google, but yeah, Softy still hasn't necessarily broken its highs as well just yet. So going to continue watching this. We don't have too much time left there, Sean. Only about 27 minutes until the bell closes.
Yeah, we're gonna have to pay attention to whatever these imbalances come out as. We'll take another out right there of, we took out 20% of what we have left there on IBIT. Again, I'm gonna try to, I have no more offers at all. We'll wait to see if we can get high. Well, that's a lie. I have an offer up here again. We actually wicked the high of the day right there on IBIT. We're gonna see if we can catch that again. 51.18 with IBIT. Hopefully we'll be able to get that fill, but for now we gotta go over to the screen with Adara.
As we always do here, about halfway into Power Hour around 3:30, we'll take a look here at some of the largest movers to the upside and the downside on the S&P 500 that maybe we haven't discussed as much. So for today, what I want to do is take a look at some of those larger movers here to the downside by more than 5% each. Starting here with GEV. This is GE Vernova, apparently the company's CEO. It's worth noting here, GE Vernova is the world's third largest wind turbine manufacturer by market share. Apparently, the CEO of GEV saying that going to be shelving his search for new offshore turbine orders for now, just waiting for improvement here in market conditions as reported by Financial Times. So GEV shelving as of right now its search for new offshore turbine orders. Not a great look here apparently for the stock. Then we have Amgen, AMGN. Sean mentioned this one earlier today, down about 7%, with Cantor Fitzgerald actually maintaining a $405 price target and a positive rating for the stock, mentioning that there are some risks with regards to its pipeline and one of its trials. So AMGN to the downside. Then we have SMCI trying here to break below this, as of right now, pretty strong support at 21.75. This chart next to me is as per Benzinga. This is going to be the short float chart for SMCI in the last 3 months. As you can see, it kind of goes up exponentially as we have more turmoil in the company in late September, early October. And this most recent bar, though slightly smaller, shows there's a decrease in the short position. So slightly smaller short float apparently here for SMCI. Down, though, about 7% with no other catalyst, guys.
Adara for that.
Like some SMCI. So you can start. So you're going to start to get some 13F filings right now. So here's Pershing Square, and again, this is just going to be a little bit of their portfolio. So you're going to see what they're doing right now. They own 9 stocks, portfolio value $10 billion. I guess that is, or is that? Yeah, that's billions, I guess. All right, so you're going to see here number of shares. Oh, just 28 million right there of Chipotle, reduced 22% there. They recently bought Nike, Brookfield. We know about Nike. We talked about Bill Ackman. I think he took an activist position there in Nike. Google as well, obviously a big position there, reduced by 8% as well. These are all reductions. There's Google again. Howard Hughes. QSR, that's Tim Hortons. They actually missed. That's going to be Tim Hortons and Popeyes. Those franchises there missed as well. Chipotle, which is interesting. That's a reduction. And remember, this is as of June 30th there. So good little look there. Thanks, Brendo. He just dropped that to us as well. News a little bit about Apple. I did not hear exactly what it was. Apple to launch AI-powered smart home device. Apple to launch AI-powered smart home device as early as March. Smart home device.
So
Thermostat?
you mean like... like an Alexa or like...
they already have that. They have this called
Echo.
Google Home or whatever, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, not Google. I mean, Apple.
Yeah,
My
but
bad.
that's what I'm saying.
Apple.
Watch them be like,
It
we're
means
the
like you
first
said,
ones
Apple.
to do this.
No, the Apple.
How much you want to bet they're
Home.
going to...
Because Randy's talked about having a bunch of those. Maybe I'm wrong. All right, we're going to go over to Adara, and then we'll come back and discuss what exactly Apple's doing.
This part of the show is brought to you by eSignal. Trade smarter, not harder. Upgrade to an elite trading experience where you can analyze, strategize, and capitalize and help you foresee profitable opportunities with the platform that you need. It provides infinite data for instant trading, so you can know where the market's moving before others with lightning fast data and charts that change the game. Customize and analyze the markets faster, your way. There's also better backtesting and scanning to help you predict the future by understanding the past, and work with reliable real-time data. Up to the second market info from hundreds of global markets. There's everything you need, all in one place. Don't miss a beat. Execute your best trades now with eSignal. Are you ready to elevate your trading? Just scan the QR code or click the link in the description.
I mean, thank you, Adara. Great read there. I feel like it is very important that you have to elevate your trading every day. and do that with e-signal. And yeah, join the e-signal revolution right there by scanning that QR code.
Elevate.
Below. Is that what it is? An e-signal revolution, did I just say? All right, so we'll join that. I like e-signal, of course, as we continue to use it here live every single day on the show. I like the reliability, and those are the charts that I pull down all the time. We're using right now Real Trading's charts, and I mean, these are fine. They work out good. They show our executions, very, very easy to use as well. Join us here. I mean, our advantage really is the execution and how fast we can execute on the market and our fee structure and things like that. So that's what we're doing. That's Apple right now. I wanted to look at that. I mean, I don't know what that's all about, but the market is going upside right now, so it's kind of not worried too much about whatever this Apple Home Mini iPad thingamajigger thing is going to be. But there it is, a nice downside move there for Apple, coming back in as the market goes back to the upside. Oh boy, did not want to get involved in this one, so that's fine. I'm not going to say my bad or anything like that. We tried Nvidia. It did make a move down. We turned our focus on IBIT, and boy, oh boy, there you go. Where's that drinking game again? We are glad that we didn't execute on anything other than IBIT. I mean, we made some money back here. That was a real good trade. Focusing on this, being able to watch out for Bitcoin down here, and then thinking that we did have a run into it into the close. I mean, yesterday's movement into the close, you could see ramps. I mean, look, the imbalances came out and the whole market fell, so that's what we have to worry about in 10 minutes. But you had a nice move back to the upside here, and again into the afternoon, upside until 350. Right? And so we could have a sell imbalance again, and if that happens, we're going to be aware. Our stop still remains the same. If we break this level, we're out. So we did talk about that. We do. I mean, I do like that level. So hopefully we're able to make a little bit of money on some of this position that we have left. Let's see an upside push. I am waiting at 51.15. So basically, we just turned around from there. That's where I'm going to try to get some more shares for our position and an average in here on IBIT. We've averaged into it. We're long at 50.60. So it's a 50-cent winner. But again, because we had to average in, we're not making 50 cents clean on all of them. We do the first in, first out. So as that's what we have left, 50.60. And man, I'm glad that we averaged into it, right? I mean, some positions you're going to wonder, what have I done? But that average in gave us 10 cents worth of risk to this nice upside, take right here. So well done there to average back into it. IBIT just continues to hopefully get a little bit higher as 340 approaches. Palantir. Is there any other names in the chat you guys want us to look at? Yeah, Upstart. Wow. MSTR, new all-time high. You're right about that, Darwin, as micro strategy. I mean, I'm assuming. Wow, look at that 60 fade again for us. How many times are we going to talk about it and not do it? Man, I mean, again, probably just being influenced by Palantir, to be honest with you. But like that short came in there. We talked about it at $60 the first time, and it came in again, giving you 20 cents. Not super sexy, but 20 cents is nice at this point. All right, I'm just going to wait for IBIT. I don't have anything else on. You're flat as well.
Yeah, no, I just noticed that, I was just going through, again, a bunch of tickers that, again, I have on watch. Yeah, no, I have like, what, 3, 4... 5. Okay, so four. I guess. Yeah, four different kind of windows with 8 tickers each, kind of going through them, kind of stuff that's in play and stuff like that. So again, it gives me an easier way to kind of keep perspective on all the names that I'm kind of interested in on the day or on the week, perhaps, or what I think is in play currently. And Shopify just broke below its anchored VWAP, so we know that it's been holding above it all day, holding it as support, hovering above it, coming down into it. You can see it holds 111s here as well, and finally taking back below that 110. And if you guys remember, that 110 was interesting, kind of that opening range high as well, turning back below it. So any and every long that came in above that 110, and that means anybody who got long past, I guess, around 10 a.m. all the way until 3:30 is a little bit underwater there, and decent chunk of daily volume being done during that time period. We're trading below that right now, so let's see if we can find some potential support, and if not, maybe some of those buyers and those longs become into sellers going into the end of the day here. I'm going to look for that retest of that 111 to see if we can find anything there. But take a look at the NASDAQ, man. We're coming right back up into that 21,200. So yeah, I did kind of piece out of both my Amazon and the Spider short. And as you can see, Spider right there comes aggressively wicks back up into VWAP there. I don't necessarily want that with, again, 20 minutes left almost finished printing. 2 more minutes to finish printing this second last 15-minute candle of the day there. So I'm just gonna again be a little patient here as it comes in, and the end of the day could be a little volatile. I just don't want to be necessarily risk on for that. Caught the move that I kind of wanted off of that pullback there. Something to note as well, Apple I'm watching. So we did get a bit of increased volume, I guess, with some of that news coming in, that Apple Home or whatever. Look at that. Oh boy. Wicks
I made that part up,
range.
the Apple Home part. I have no idea.
Or yeah,
it was
the AI device.
Smart home AI device.
Smart home AI device.
AI-powered smart home device.
Sells off on strong volume on that, I guess. So you can see that volume bar on that 3-minute right there. Kind of wicks that range. We've been ranging flat sideways since about 1:30 all the way into that news that comes out at 3:30. Almost about 2 hours of a tight range, and we wick the highs, and then we get some strong volume down towards or trading a little bit lower there on Apple. So let's see what we do going into the close. Day low sitting at 223s. What's up, Adara?
Here's some more details on that Apple story here, AAPL. So Bloomberg reporting that the company is looking to launch this device as early as March, basically competing here with AMZN and GOOGL, 2 fellow Mag 7 names here. Also, apparently the device is going to be integrating cameras with cameras and doorbells. And of course, like with most products in the Apple ecosystem, it's going to be compatible with other Apple apps. Specifically here, they mention FaceTime, Siri, and Apple Intelligence features. So we have that AI integration, but also FaceTime and Siri apparently integrated as well. This is going to be as early as March for AAPL's alleged or reported AI-powered smart home launch, guys.
Home launch, all right.
Okay,
So
all right.
that's
So
good.
not only are they collecting your data, now they'll be able to watch you at the same time while they do that.
You think he's going to have a camera on? Yeah, I mean, that'd be very similar to Google, right? Of course.
Yeah, I mean, there you
go. So there we go. Yeah, I mean, this is what it is. This is why we own the stocks, you know what I mean?
Telling you, the best thing about Apple is its stock. That's all.
Yeah, we don't worry too much about that one. All right, so again, IBIT, good, bang, let's go. We get the price we wanted, man. I mean, there it is right there. We actually took a 12 as it comes back up. I mean, I was like, we're waiting for 15s. 15's gonna come out. There it goes, 16s, 17s, 18s. All right, let's go. All right, we're gonna break. We are going to break all-time highs, right? No, I mean, I hope so, through 90,000. It looks like we're trying to get there right now. Bitcoin 89.65. So we're taking some pieces out here as we go up into that all-time high again. We already have an out right there. We're gonna try to go. I have another piece here. We only have about 10%. We have more than 10% left, but I'm gonna try to get our 10% what we have left up here in and around 51.20s again. So I do have an offer sitting there at 51.20 just to see what we can do with that. So that's gonna be an area of concern for me to get out more right there. So, oh boy, we did get a super chat in. I wanna thank very much to Easy Peasy saying loving with Sean and Obi right there. Future #1 combo, Sean and Obi. We're working on getting there. So thank you so much for that. Of course, we say shout out to Neil, who is spending time in lovely Rome right now, and he'll be taking back. This is the captain's chair. That is the, what do you call, beside the captain's chair would be lieutenant's chair?
I have no idea.
We're taking that seat back as we go. So, all right, coming back in right now is IBIT. We don't have any other positions on. So what we're talking about here is the mock as we get closer and closer to the imbalances here in the day. So this will load up, right? And when we see the mock here at the end of the day, it will update at 350. Right now we have Royal Bank right here as a bid. The most celebrated Canadian bank as far as like moves are concerned and whatnot. Many of these banks have been getting absolutely destroyed, but not Royal Bank as of late. There it is right there in Canada. So nice move up as opposed to TD Bank. Not much action on it though. It's not a tradable stock. Palantir is going to have a bid underneath it. So we did this last time. We said how foolish we were trading this name into bids and offers at 350. So we'll leave a lot of this alone, but come through, the NASDAQ will hit. I'm completely fine with it. We actually saw IBIT yesterday. First of all, we're 3 cents away from getting out another piece right now on IBIT. So hopefully we'll get that before it happens. We saw yesterday at 350, I guess it was a sell, and it fell back in pretty good. So yesterday's IBIT trade at 350 was right here. So that's 350. And then there's the move. So that's basically 49.90-ish down to 49.50s. So a real good move until the closing bell, and then we shot back up. So we gave back about 50 cents there into the close. So look, I mean, worried about it? Yes. We're already up here though, so, and we've been taking out, what time is it? 47s. All right, you know what? I'm gonna cancel. There we go. I'm gonna cancel my 20s. Just take out 15s right there. Get a piece out, just because if we do fall back in, then once again I'd feel pretty silly talking about it and not acting on it. So we'll take out another piece right there and now wait to see into the close if we can or cannot get those bids. So right now that's what we're waiting for. Hopefully it comes in and it'll be a buy, and then this will shoot up and give us those 51.20s. But other than that, I don't know, any words on close? I don't think it's, you probably won't take a trade. I'm guessing, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I think it's too risky heading into the close at 350. Put on anything in the Mag 7.
Oh, well, yeah, maybe.
Do you ever consider that at all? Or
I've done that before, I guess, but
Okay.
nothing without any like serious risk on. Just
yeah, if there's any sort of
testing
imbalances or anything.
But yeah, taking the imbalance itself is probably the better trade there, instead of unless you have stats on potential closes relative to how we've done, during the day. I don't know, yeah, no. Trading a little bit lower here on Apple. Just watching that Apple move come in here. So I was just checking. We were talking about Neil being in Rome. I'm like, okay, what's the temperature in Rome looking like right now relative to Toronto? That's kind of what I was looking at right there.
And
10 degrees right now with 17 highs.
Beautiful.
In the teens, kind of sunny. It doesn't get sunny till Friday, Saturday, I guess.
Boo, boo.
But Toronto, oh boy. Again, this is in degrees Celsius, guys. So if you guys want Fahrenheit, there's
beautiful.
your Fahrenheit 50s. So it's in the 60s and 50s in terms of Fahrenheit. So just to cater to our American audience right there.
Very smart man,
6
because it
degrees
gets warm
Celsius.
in Italy in the summer.
Yeah,
like when I was there with my family, I think it was 40 maybe Celsius. Talking about like 100 Fahrenheit or something like that.
Yeah, no, that's pretty hot.
It is really in
hot,
the middle of Europe. Like that's it's hot. All right, 10 seconds to go here into the close, Obi. So we'll get this all locked and loaded here. We'll call up the NASDAQ for the source, and we'll see what ends up happening here. Hopefully IBIT shoots higher. We don't have any offers though, so let's see what happens with IBIT. We are hoping for a bid. What is TWKS?
I'm sorry, what?
TWKS, Twinkies or something? I'm not joking. Like, what is TWKS? There could be a no, ThoughtWorks, not Twinkies. Twinkies, didn't they have an IPO? Anyways, this name's getting hit right now, boy. A 10 million, 11 million shares sell. This name, look at this. Look at the volume coming in right now on Twink Shop. No, ThoughtWorks Holdings, nice downside move right there. The TLT also making a move in there now as well. That's a nice bid. Microsoft catches a bid. Giddy up on that one. 424, nice move there for Microsoft. Amazon. All right, wick down there, wicks down. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, that's 208.75. That wick down there is 208.34. So it goes down 50 cents. And if you get stopped out, you get stopped out. Oh, boy. IBIT, there it is. Come on, IBIT. I mean, we talked about wanting this move. Now you're just not going to do anything about it. Whoopsies. What did I just do there? All right, I'm going to put a 19. I think I just canceled my 20s by accident. All right, so we'll get out at 19 there. Now let's wait to see what happens here. IBIT starting to go back upside right now. Good trade on this one, man. It looks like IBIT and NASDAQ trying to break. There's Grab. They're reporting tonight. IBIT, here we go. We are getting ready for all-time highs right now on Bitcoin. 89.7 coming in. We touched and wicked 90 overnight there. So we'll see. This is basically intraday highs right now. We just took another piece out. We already have IBIT out up here. We have it out again right now. Let's wait to see what happens now, Obi, as Bitcoin and IBIT 89.7 right now, trying to take out 90,000 on BTC. Google with a sell. 182. So I got out some of that at 180.50 at lunch. Too bad. You'll never make the right decisions. All right, that's that trade. IBIT's trying to work out for us. I'm going to try to hold this at least till 350. You know what? Maybe one more out. You know what? No, let's go. 89.7. Maybe we bounce. We only have about 10% now left of our total position, so fine with it. Made some money. Have to be happy with it. IBIT still working. It looks like it's trying to go higher now with that sell imbalance. And that ThoughtWorks. Just quickly, let's go back to ThoughtWorks quickly, and then I'll throw it to see if you have any ThoughtWorks as well. All right, so that goes down to 44s. So it's not like it was a huge move. If you come over to the chart just real quickly, Ramin, and then we'll be done with that in a second. Ramin, we can come over. There it is, right there, 44s. So it only goes as low as 44. So again, probably some indexed action there. We just saw a pair off. As this gets closer and closer to parity, you will see a move back up to the upside. So TWKS has to be something going on with that stock today. Maybe it's like a move from the Russell something to something else. Right now, TWKS, nice downside sell action on that one.
Yeah,
and
I was looking at
crypto's
that one
falling
as
out a
well.
little bit as well.
Yeah, nothing too crazy. Shopify again trading much lower right there. 109 so that 110 broke right there as well. Market's taking a bit of a pullback right here, and then we were talking about that Amazon. I did not hold, and Sean, look at where we're catching a bid right now. I mean, boom, 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 right
on your line,
on the line, right there. So again, interesting action right there. Getting a little lucky with that price action, respecting. Arbitrary line that I drew on the chart there.
Well, it's not arbitrary.
So,
why did you draw that line?
I mean, I saw a bit of a trend, and I put the line in there. I saw 2 points where I can potentially be like, all right, participants here and here look interesting, so that's where I want my 2 points on the line to come off of. And it seems like that's where we're catching a little bit of a bid on Amazon going into the close here, trading at 208.30s right here, and I think my average ended up being. I think I was in and around 209s, if I remember correctly.
That's what I was trying to say. Like, it's not necessarily arbitrary. You drew it. There was a trend line there.
I mean, there's a bit of a bounce right there. You can see that it's like violating it now. 50 seconds left to print this 3-minute candle, and we're getting an aggressive sell-off right there. So let's see, Amazon with a what is this? Amazon with a 1 million sell imbalance right there. There's the S sell imbalance. Amazon coming in quite nicely right there. So. Yeah, no, I guess it never really hit my stop, Sean, and I was just like, oh, this is trading sideways going into the imbalances, so maybe I don't necessarily want this. But those are the times where maybe I'll cover a majority of the position and leave a runner on with a tight stop that I guess removes liquidity on something like that. But catching a bit of a bid here on Tesla, so Tesla ends up closing in and around this 329, 327 area here. That 328.70s was that prior week high, so it seems like as of right now, we are closing just in and around that prior week high. It is the middle of the week. It is Tuesday, Sean, and we have only 5 minutes left until the closing bell, so it should be interesting going into the close. Not really seeing anything too crazy with only about a few more minutes left here. So yeah, let us know in the chat. What were some of your guys' best trades on the day? Take a look at Apple reverting that sell-off as well on the AI home device, whatever.
We're gonna break 90,000
right there. We're gonna break 90,000, says Sean there on Bitcoin. So is that gonna come in, you think, going into the close or maybe after hours? Again, we have about
I don't think it really
4.5 minutes left.
Bitcoin doesn't give, I don't think, a rat's you know what.
Yeah, exactly.
Too much about all that. But you know, IBIT does, and we have to close it out. I got to go over to the desk. We'll have Brian tonight. We have Adara, we have Spotify. I just saw Charlie in the chat was like Spotify was starting to go off a little bit there. Yes, it is. Spotify at highs of day. I mean, the market's nowhere near the high of the day. Spotify is going to close out at the highs of the day and just make us all look like. I mean, wait to see what number this comes out with, right? We're expecting a 10% move on Spotify, so that would be $40 one way or the other. We're already at all-time highs and a great little bouncing spot there on Spotify. Bounced off of that 50 period right there at 416 today. Now we start to go higher into the close for King Spot. All right, Spot BTC right now is trying to go through 90. So we're at 89.8 right here. I'm just going to watch it, see what winds up happening. Hopefully we're able to catch something on this play back up to the upside. I just offered 29s, thinking that we could spike through there on IBIT. So that's what we're trying to do right now. Nvidia's at 148. That's trying to not make any highs or anything, but it's trying to go higher. There's Nvidia. My number one trade as far as like a percentage win today is going to be and Tesla. Tesla's closing near the bottoms of the day. I mean, it's not exactly there, but underneath everything, well away from VWAP. So this one looks like there is going to be a slight problem here with Tesla into the close, trying to go lower. So just be careful, down 6%. Again, disaster. I don't think a disaster day, but not a great day. Down 6% here into the close. So we're going to have to be very, very careful with that one. All right, man, I got to go over to the desk. It doesn't look like we're going to be doing too much here on IBIT. I waited for that 29s. We miss it. So we're going to try to get something out here at 17s if we can. We're waiting on gateways. There it is. We get some out now at 17. And that's it. So now we are out of everything on IBIT. We clean our hands of that trade. And we say we'll see everybody tomorrow. I mean, it was a pretty active day there. Good trading on Tesla early. little bit, we should have looked at it maybe a little bit more. I know you had a good trade there on the spiders. As everyone, you asked everybody some of their best trades. I think this IBIT.
A lot of people saying, crypto and Tesla.
Crypto, yeah. I mean, that was a great dip buy opportunity there. I think we had a good Amazon run early on in the day where we spot some of that dip, and then that came in, and then pretty disciplined getting out of that there. Apple was a good one until it broke. So we shorted Apple right there. That was a huge trade. That was dollar. We come over, they're not on the screen. Okay, it doesn't matter. All right, we'll just, there it is, thank you. So there's the move down there on Apple. I didn't realize I was going over all the charts. I don't think it was on there at all. But there's the move down on Apple. Okay, it was good. So nice move down there. Nice move on Apple. After that, not much else, man. IBIT, Nvidia. Nvidia we just danced with all day. Eventually we'll wind up flat on it as it just came back and forth there, but some nice moves to the high side. I'm still looking forward to Nvidia for tomorrow, and we'll see what it does. Good out there on IBIT, by the way, as I just maybe jinxed it. It did not get to 89, 90,000. It's not me jinxing it, man. That's the market. It came up to 89, 90,000 again. So, all right, there's only a minute left. I'm going to switch over. Give Ramin a second to put it on to you, and then I'll get ready to rock and roll for the closing recap show. So, that being done, good job there, Obi.
Great day once again.
Awesome. Spotify.
Yeah, no, thank you. I asked in the chat, what were some of your guys' best trades on the day? A lot of people talking about Tesla and some crypto as well, maybe you exercising different vehicles. People were talking about using options and puts on Tesla as well. So let's take a quick look at what Tesla has done on the day today. So we were watching this one right here. Again, interestingly enough, yesterday that 350 level kind of stands out in the after hours and the pre-market session right there, maybe the overnight session as well. We hit some highs there at about 362.80 is the 4 a.m. high here on the market. We flushed down Quadunk aggressively all the way into 328s, and guess what? We're closing in and around these prices once again as well. So with only about 10 seconds left, I got to hit the countdown timer right here. But yeah, no, Tesla has been absolutely wild. Don't forget, we are sponsored by Worksport, WKSP, and make sure to check them out. 3, 2, and 1, and that is the close. Thank you, Adara, for that. Thank you again for spending your time with us. Hopefully you guys got a little bit of insight, what to do, what not to do, maybe a little bit of sprinkle of entertainment as well when it comes to trading these stocks. Now again, I'm definitely learning here. Wow, look at that order on Tesla. There's oh boy. Okay, so I kind of want to show this one right here. What is that? That's a T-gate right there. Almost 4.5 million shares traded at 328.49 right there on my screen right here. So it should be interesting right there. I don't know if that was a closing print. I think that might have been the closing print. But a decent amount of volume. Again, we were talking about how much liquidity can be accessed on those closing and opening prints. So it's a prime example right there. Yeah, no, thank you for joining us today. I will see you guys tomorrow, but don't go anywhere. We got the market recap with Sean and Adara at the big desk. Take it easy, guys.
All right, thank you, Obi. Welcome to the after market show, the recap show here. We're very, very excited to have everybody with us as we wait for SoundHound, we wait for Spotify, we wait for Rumble, actually, again, Canadian. Stock.
I always forget they're Canadian.
Maple Bear, you know.
Right, that's true.
Skyworks out right now as well. Look, thank you, Obi, again for a great show. Not a huge market today. I mean, it looks like the Qs will wind up to the downside. FXI, the big loser today, down 3.65%. There's the NASDAQ. I mean, I took the opportunity today to sell a little bit. Not many shares, though. Just got out of a little bit of Google there today. Uranium had a nice run at the end of the day. Not sure what sparked that, but a huge run in URA at the end of the day, so that's going to be a good one. And some of the Trump trade maybe winding down just a little bit. FXI downside. TAN downside. I mean, TAN hasn't been great ever since Trump came through, so there we go. Huge downside moves there as we talk more about oil maybe, and more about uranium, less about solar, as that is that TAN ETF right now. Not much green today, man. Uranium green, XLC consumer area green right there. Then communication sector, nice upside move there. XLP also a little upside on consumer staples, trying to hold the way. We did have a nice move today in Amazon. That's for sure up that 1%, up to 209 and change. A lot of the moves, like what we didn't even look at DJT today. That's down to 30%, down to $30 right now.
Nuclear might be on the move. I just saw a report, something pop up here, this headline popping up on Twitter from The Hill. Biden administration sets out to triple nuclear power capacity. So apparently the Biden administration, even though it is only a thing now for a couple more months, according to The Hill, is looking to triple the nuclear power capacity. So I just wanted to, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but keep an eye on nuclear.
No, that's probably what it was there. That's, I mean, we were looking at why we did have that dramatic move. So here's all the sectors right here. I mean, we have XLF. What a green day it was for XLF today. Many different names showing up. I mean, it's showing green. Actually, XLF was actually down today. My bad. Right now, but 50-50 on the names. 50% up, 50% down. XLF down 0.34% today. Yeah, it doesn't look like we don't have the big names involved here. Just looks like the regionals making the moves today. JP Morgan relatively flat. Chipotle, we've got that looking out today. We had that Pershing Square filing come through today on Chipotle. That's up 2%. Just looking, what the? All right, puff, pass there. MSOS today, the marijuana ETF. Why was this not on our radar?
Oh.
Huge move up for marijuana today at noon.
I actually did the throw here. I think you were at the gym when it happened. Basically, it was a bizarre story. So Chris Christie apparently, and I couldn't even find the citation for this, but Chris Christie basically apparently said that Trump is down for, I guess, marijuana regulation in a way that would support, I guess, MSOS and stuff. It's a very weird story.
Oh, God.
But that was on Twitter. Everybody liked that.
Oh, gosh. Bang, Spotify. Who's got their Spotify open? Oh, man, Adara. We are now up 11%. Why did we sell Spotify? Come over to the charts ASAP and we'll look at Spotify. There it is. Nice move to the upside right now. 456 and still going right now is Spotify. The implied move on Spotify. We'll get those numbers. Adara's searching for them. EPS 189 is what we're looking for right now. The implied move 12%. Revenue estimate 4.37 billion. So that's what we're looking for. EPS of 189, revenues of 437. As soon as we get it, we're scouring right now.
I'm not seeing or hearing anything.
This is the Benzinga Pro platform, does not have it yet. As soon as Spotify comes out, we'll give it to you. I don't see it yet. Adara's looking. We do not want to report the wrong numbers.
No, we do not.
But there goes Spotify, nicely done to the upside. And again, on a 12% implied move, there you go. You get it. It's up 10% right now. Nice move there for Spotify. It closes the day on highs, and Spotify says, hold said beer. Nice move there. Look at the closing price right there for Spotify, coming in at 420. Now trying to pull back. Spotify, the first of the big names that I am seeing out right now. What is IBIT doing? IBIT pulling back aggressively. Man, we had a great IBIT trade. We were long IBIT down here off the close into the closing bell. Nice trade. Now IBIT pulling back off. And what a surprise. We just see this on Bitcoin right now. 89.2. So there's the pullback right now. We'll refresh this a little bit, but there's the pullback. 89.2. Nice move back in there for Bitcoin. It did have a move down. 145 euros on Spotify versus 179 euros. So they actually are going to miss on their number from what I'm hearing. Short on the EPS, but the guide must be popping right now. Spotify trying to get back up there to the upside. We'll have more on that as it comes through. Remember, today we had a big day for Meta as well. Meta with a nice upside move there in the middle of the day. Touches $600, and then it's like, see ya $20 as the Trump administration talks kindly about ByteDance, about TikTok, about Oracle, potentially reversing that ban in in TikTok. That's going to help out Meta shareholders if you're looking to get long on dips. People did do that maybe in and around 581. StoneCo now reporting STNE. That's going to be a downside play. I'm familiar with this because of this is a Kathy Wood named StoneCo. All right, Cart, Maple Bear's out, bang. Maple Bear downside right now, down about 10%. Maple Bear opening $48. Give us $4 back right now on Maple Bear. That's Instacart is now out. That's a downside move. Just checking out on Spotify just to see what that move is still doing. Spotify holding bids. Spotify right now taking out highs right now on SPOT. Again, Adara, once those are ready, she will get that to you in just a matter of time. Oh, Playboy Group coming through. I remember this was a hot name when we had NFTs and people thought that this could have made a comeback. Playboy Group right now, I'm seeing that right here. An EPS of minus 45 cents on sales of just 12 million. Wow, how the mighty have fallen there. Playboy right now. I mean, I don't know. I don't hear anybody else talking about it right now. Probably did not make the move fast enough into digital would be my guess there for Playboy. All right, you just interrupt me if you have.
I don't really. Okay, here's the thing. I have their financial report up, so I can give you guys that. So the revenue here, we did have growth here on a year-over-year basis. Cost of revenue also grew, but gross profit up on a year-over-year basis here. Again, I'm not seeing how this compares to estimates, also because of the euro translation, but basically here, operating income, they actually made money this year. They lost money last year for the quarter, so that's good. Their finance costs, though, also looks like those grew in terms of losses here. So yeah, net income, they did make money this year. That's the biggest thing. So up year over year for most of these metrics, though it is worth noting here, they also did have increase there in their finance costs. Now Rumble also came out. That's another one I'm seeing here. I do apologize, guys, for the lateness. Spotify. Okay, we did get Spotify growth here. I'm going to interrupt Rumble there for a second. 11% year over year growth here in monthly active users, MAUs. Revenue up 19% year over year. Gross margin here 31.1%. Apparently, their operating income reflects significant improvement. That's according to the company. They also demonstrated strong growth in user base. Their CEO said that the company's position can be credited to its effective long-term execution. So good look there. Rumble, though, not as good of a look. Larger than expected loss per share, 15 cents versus 12 cents expected in terms of losses. And then sales, 25.1 million versus 29.25 million expected. That would be a loss. I'm waiting here for any other numbers, but yeah,
anything
Instacart.
On Maple Bear right now?
Yeah, Instacart I have.
Okay.
So Instacart here, I'm going to
Yep.
read that up here. Earnings, okay, so they beat on EPS 42 cents versus 22 cents expected. Revenue were 852 million versus 844 million expected. That is going to be that would be a beat here across the board. Oh, their outlook would be the issue. So adjusted EBITDA outlook 230 million to 240 million versus estimates of 243.2 million. So that would be a miss the entire range of their guidance, missing estimates. Sound, I can't believe it's already 410, guys.
Sound right now. Sound is out now. Sound is 630 right now. We're going to go find that for you. Sound heading to the downside pretty aggressively right now. SOUN down now 19%. The implied move on SoundHound, and I know a lot of you are involved with this one. Again, a big AI name. Implied move is only 16%. Looks like we're getting a little bit more than that on this move down for SoundHound. Let me just, before Derek goes over the numbers, hopefully you're going to look at them. Hopefully we get them. $6, again, looks like it can hold that level. It's probably a decent area to start to buy some SoundHound if you believe in it. Down to $5, $5.50 or so for SoundHound. I could see that being a great little buy area. Again, like the stock, man, and we can drop some anchors on this from its IPO as well and see where we're at. We're perfect, right into that level. $5 on SoundHound. If we can grab something there, I like the stock SOUN on a downside push right now. SOUN, do you have them?
Yeah, I have them. So I'm not seeing how it compares to estimates. I think we're always going to see different estimates, but I'll read based on the estimates I have. So they reported revenue of $25.1 million. Apparently that's up 89% year over year. It's also record Q3 revenue, and it beats the estimates I was seeing of 23.68 million. So it seems like they beat here on revenue. It also seems like they beat here on EPS. So they were expecting an 8-cent loss per share. They reported a loss of 6 cents per share and a non-GAAP loss of 4 cents per share. So that does seem like they beat across the board, guys. I'm not seeing really anything that would lead to this move down. But I mean, it's not such a thing as good or bad earnings. It's how the market reacts. I'm going to look at these year over year. Oh, their GAAP gross margin dropped on a year over year basis. That might be it. So 48.6% versus 72.9% last year. That is quite the drop there for GAAP gross margin. I apologize, guys. I'm reading these reports basically off the financial statement itself. So taking me a moment, but I will get you guys all the earnings of your dreams.
All right, so there it is right now as well. We just got Rivian. I guess it's Volkswagen right now. I mean, big story, looks like Volkswagen. There it is on Rivian. I want to say a big thank you to Coffee Trader there in the chat. Goes, hey, dude, look at Rivian. Faster, leaner, more efficient. Rivian and Volkswagen Group announced the launch of their joint ventures. So that is now complete. So this joint venture, I believe, gives Rivian, I thought it was $4 billion or so right now in cash. So that'll be a nice little move for them. Current debt, $5 billion, almost $6 billion. So a nice little opportunity there. They're getting $4 to $5 billion in cash from Volkswagen. Their market cap is only $11 billion. So Rivian right now, it's amazing you can have a market cap of $11 billion yet lose $37,000 a car. Obi and I can build a car for minus $37,000. No problem. We just need to make that might be a problem, actually. I don't think we can do that. Minus 97 cents, their earnings per share. There's Rivian getting that deal done, it looks like, right now with Volkswagen. So thanks, Coffee Trader. This was expected play. on Rivian, so no surprise there. But I guess it's always good when deals close and there's nothing involved with it. That's the news that I just got there from Benzinga. It looks like Kava must be out.
Yeah, I have those numbers.
Okay, so let's just have a look to see what it's doing. So, all right, up 3% right now. It doesn't look like Kava wants to do too much. What we were expecting on Kava, and we'll throw it over to you in a second, was an EPS of 11 cents and revenue of 234.86. So what do you got over there? The implied move for Kava was 12%. It looks like it'll be a little disappointing right now.
So they actually beat GAAP earnings at 15 cents versus 11 cents expected per share. Sales 243.82 million versus 233.59 million expected. So they beat by about 10 million here. Apparently, there's 11 new restaurants opened during the quarter. Year-over-year revenue growth of 39%, 25.6% apparently here for restaurant level profit margins. I'm going to read through some of the highlights in their report. Yeah, it looks like a lot of year-over-year growth from what I am seeing here. Also, their adjusted EBITDA grew quite nicely. So 33.5 million this quarter compared to $19.8 million year over year. Beats I'm seeing across the board here for CAVA. We are also waiting in 1 minute for RKLB, and there's another one coming at that time, and I'm going to check what it is. It is Oxy.
Yeah, Oxy just came out, so you're going to be busy for a minute again. We'll wait for Brian Shannon coming through. But there goes Kava, as Adair was talking about. We just were cycling through some of those names. We had it on Kava, and then there it goes, 160, a nice mover right there for CAVA. Again, thank you, Adara, for those numbers there. 15 cents beats 11, 243 versus 233. Big beat everywhere for CAVA. Looks like it's giving you that 12% move. I mean, again, we're bringing these numbers to you. It was only up 5% when we brought it to you. Told you it was a beat. Adara dropped it down there. There it is. Nice little move upside for Kava. We continue to look around here. Let me check on IBIT right now. We'll wait to see what's going on with Bitcoin.
I finally have all the Spotify numbers out here too.
Just real quick right now.
Yeah.
I do have some bad news a little bit there for everybody that's a holder of Bitcoin, because we are starting to go back down there. Nice little bounce off of 90,000. Again, like what's going to happen when we break this? Where are we going to go? Keeps on trying to break, now back down another $1,000. It's so crazy to say that, but down again. I should just call $1,000 a point. Down on IBIT, down on Bitcoin right now. What are the numbers you want to go over?
Yeah, I finally got the actual Spotify prints, and it's actually not as strong as the report as you would expect.
Right, coming back in.
So revenue here, it's in euros. I'll read it in euros. 3.99 billion euros versus 4.02 billion euros expected. That's a miss. What about earnings per share? 1.45 euros versus 1.72 euros expected. Also a miss. Premium subscribers up 12% year over year. Their monthly active users here are also below expectations, 640 million versus 640.8 million expected. However, their outlook for MAU slightly beat expectations. They see 665 million active users for Q4, and analysts were looking for 664. So they barely made estimates there. They also had lower than expected revenue guidance here for the next quarter, but their operating income actually beat guidance. So mixed but generally negative report for SPOT.
Yeah, good little look there for Spotify. It's nice to see Occidental trying to make a little bit of a move back up here right now. I mean, you're not going to get too much out of line here on Occidental. Again, we'll get those numbers to you in a minute. I don't see them, but for right now, Oxy, I believe is out, and it's just kind of dancing around right now. So not a whole heck of a lot happening right now with Occidental. Still up that one, sorry, not up. This is a 1 minute chart, up a little bit off open, but still showing down on the day considering that. So, all right, nice moves there. All right, Rocket Lab is now out, RKLB. Wow, we do have a little bit of earnings today, don't we? There goes Rocket Lab. They last quarter was minus 8 cents. We are looking right now, it looks like they get minus 10 versus minus 11. So slightly better on the EPS. We also get the estimate there of 105 versus 102 or so on revenue. So Rocket Lab with a short float, I mean, we'll talk about some of these names with Brian coming out, but again, short float, something to look at again when you're looking at these stocks. Look at Rocket Lab's chart. Oh man, this one's really traded well over the last little while. Another nice move there for RKLB up to the high side. Spotify is what everybody wants to talk about. Spotify up now, huge. There's the tick for Spotify, 455. I mean, just continuously moving higher now with Spotify, as well as Kava. We don't have any Kavas around here, but apparently this place is great. Kava, nice upside. Are we getting any push through on CMG? No. Just thought some of these restaurant chains might be going to the upside with a Kava, but it doesn't look like that as well. All right, so we do have Oxy. Is that what you're...
oh, we have Mara. Okay, apparently Mara...
If we have Mara, let's do Mara.
I'm confused.
Because
apparently it's just been like chilling here.
it's
Okay,
not,
this is
I
weird.
don't believe it's out yet, is it?
Yes, it is.
Okay, well, Mara right now, not
this.
even read through it because it's not down that much. Right now, we are expecting Mara. I thought we were going to get Mara at 430, but we don't. I'm not sure it's out, but right now, there's Mara. Right now, yeah, Rocket Lab up 60% in 1 month. That's it. Okay, and we did have a nice move back in on Tesla as well here today. Tesla down 6%. What a move we saw for Tesla. And we, boy, oh boy, did we trade that today as well. We had a $20 winner at one point on Tesla off of that top there today, but we closed it for 17. And what we wound up trading on Tesla was we were just short all afternoon, all morning. We talked about that into this area. So we had 343 short, covering it down here at 327 for about 16 to 17 cents Tesla. One of the worst stocks today, as far as like one that you could own that's widely held. Tesla down 6%. Definitely hurts. All right, Adara, one more review, and then we got to go over to Brian.
Yes.
What do you want to talk about?
Mara casually just released their earnings, and I think maybe the reason this was missed is because this is what they put out. It is a 22-page document in very, very tiny print. But I've gone through this document. I'm going to go through it. If I see anything more about interest, you know what I will be. I will be putting that in the chat for you guys. But basically, revenue here, $131.6 million for the quarter. Analysts are looking for 148. That would be a miss. It's also down quarter over quarter, though it is up by 35% year over year. Their BTC block production here up nicely quarter over quarter. Their holdings in BTC slightly up here quarter over quarter. I'm going to keep looking through this report, but I think their energized hash rate also raising to their EH per second, raising. Their daily cost per petahash is lowering. So that's a couple metrics. Worth noting, though, their revenue is down on a quarterly basis, and that's the second quarter in a row we've seen a decrease.
All right. By the way, SoundHound. You believe in this company or what? SoundHound positive. This was down. Like this closed at 750. Report came out. This goes to 610. Remember what I said about SoundHound? I even put an anchor on this from right here, from its IPO right here on SoundHound. And I mean, again, you can go over a weekly chart, and I'm just going to show it to you. So here's the stock right here. If you're going to drop, I mean, I think an anchor is better on a daily for this SoundHound. And we're like, hey man, if this can drop into $5, how much did we like this stock? So there's the anchor. Whoops, I don't know if I had one on before, but I'll try to put it on right now. There we go, right there. Anchor from IPO, right down in here to $5. I was like, are we falling into that? It doesn't look like it. SoundHound trying to hold right there, but the master of anchored VWAP is here, and I'm not going to wait any longer. It's Trader Talk. Let's go. Brian, how are you doing today, my friend?
Hey, Sean, you called it. You said, hey, if you're looking to buy this SoundHound, here's the place to do it. So nicely done on that.
Yeah.
I was long SoundHound coming into today, but sold it because I did not want to hold through that nonsense. That's for sure. Right. Anyways, yeah, good day otherwise.
Yeah, we want to talk about that a little bit. If I'm going long term, I don't really care about earnings report after earnings report unless there's a really big fundamental change. Then maybe we'll look at some of our longer term holdings. But I get the feeling that from a swing trade perspective, and you just mentioned it there on SoundHound, would you ever play something into earnings, or is that kind of like a flat and then react after, maybe hold half your position? How do you play a name that you like that potentially has earnings in the next couple of days?
Yeah, typically it depends on how big of a cushion I have. And this is a conversation I just had with some subscribers today, is that, if I've got a 20%, if I've got the stock up 20% and I'm holding a small piece of it, I'll give it a shot. But generally, I'm the believer that a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. I like my profits, and I don't like the stress of seeing it drop from 7.5 down to into the low 6s, and then come all the way back. I can always get back in. I didn't in this case, but it'll set up again. I'm never worried about missing a trade.
All right, we're going to work on your screen sharing because we want to make sure that we can get that done for you.
Was it not sharing? Did I? Okay, that's my fault.
Okay, good. Because we're like, do we have that hooked up there or not? Okay, so now It's good now. Okay, good. Perfect. All right. So a couple things that we just saw. We saw you tweet this out, and I asked you about this. I asked this to you a while ago about China, right? And we had talked about the move up and some of the stimulus packages and whatnot. I see a tweet here that you've mentioned ADRs. You don't trade them. They're like unprofitable biotechs. It's important to know what you shouldn't be trading, almost just as much importance as you should know what you are trading. So there today, why don't we talk about that? If there's any sort of thing, anything you want to show about this, but FXI today, I'm with you, man. I sold Alibaba. I was lucky enough to get out of Alibaba up at 117, which turned out to be pretty much the top. I cannot believe we were able to get that. And then it fell all the way back in. Now, I don't try, they just had a huge singles day, Brian, and it's still falling down. So what's your feeling here about China, and what do you mean by unprofitable biotechs?
Well, the way unprofitable biotechs can run up all at once and get people sucked in, and then they open on a gap lower and everyone's disappointed and losing all their money. Not necessarily maybe that bad, but I have not traded Chinese stocks in probably a decade. And that tweet that you just read, that was a retweet of something I tweeted in 2021 saying, listen, I don't trade these things. And I wasn't tempted at all on this most recent run up because you have all these gaps and it's just too difficult to control risk. Our job is, I've told you this before, my favorite Alan Greenspan quote was, my job was that to manage the risk of the economy. Right. Our job is to manage risk for our portfolios, and holding these China names is not a good way to manage risk. You've got gaps in both directions where you're just stuck, with a coin toss each morning.
I think if you're definitely looking at trading some Chinese names, definitely something that you're going to have to play, news, get in, get out, try to play the momentum. So I do agree with you on that one. All right, quickly, I want to talk a little bit about crypto. We only have a couple. I got to get some more time with you, man, because we always seem to be going pretty quickly here. I don't know if you just saw this. I've been trading IBIT all day. I'm sure you're looking at this again because you probably get lots of questions. So that's now 3 times that we've basically touched 90,000. The first time we touch it there overnight, basically at our session, 2:15 in the morning, drops all the way to 85. These wicks, I'm assuming, didn't happen. Down to 85,000 again right there. Then we touch it again, back into 88, again right there on close, and now we fall back. So I don't want to talk too much about, again, we have the screen sharing up. Here's IBIT. This is a name that we like to trade on the show because we don't have spot crypto. So right now for IBIT, you mentioned maybe getting long some BTC back into some of those Trump levels. What can we drop? Can we drop some anchors on here? What are you looking for IBIT? Is there a better tool for you to trade? Maybe some MSTR. We saw that hit all-time highs today as well. What are you looking to do here in the crypto space?
Yeah, Sean, I'm just a believer that you trade, similar to gold. I wouldn't trade GLD because you've got those gaps similar to the FXI. The problem with the FXI is it trades in China, and if it was down in China, 2%, well, it has to open down 2% to match those prices in the U.S. If gold was, if Bitcoin, while it's, gapping up or trading up overnight, that results in a gap for the IBIT, which is nice on the upside, but when it starts going in the other direction, there's just too much risk. So I trade, Bitcoin straight up at Gemini.com. That's where I trade it. But obviously, this is doing very well. And we have, looking at that week-to-date volume-weighted average price. Yep. So since the gap up, the buyers have come in Monday and Tuesday. They continue to hold this up. I think if we start to see pullbacks and that breaks down, then hopefully we get a test of the anchor from the election. That's that orange line, orange for the color of the hair and skin of the president-elect. So that's since the election. So that's what I'm hoping, Sean, is that we start to see some pullback. It does so in a kind of little stair step like that. And this would be a great place to start to see it, rebuild for another push that eventually gets it to that 100,000 level. I've got a small piece that I'm still holding, but it's only about a 20% position.
Yeah, I think that seems to be the case for a lot of us around here. It's like you never have too much faith. Those that have faith have a lot of it, and those of us still running a little skeptical there. I think you're right. Starting to piece some out there on BTC. Nice move to the upside. So many other names too. Solana, Ethereum. They're all starting to go. Very, very exciting time for the crypto space. Yesterday was record inflows, of course, as we see that huge move. breaking back up. I like crypto, as do you, it seems like, so that's going to be a good one. And again, play the momentum like it's just like a stock, right? Would that be healthy, those pullbacks? Like, I mean, obviously we're looking to buy some. I think it's run of the mill. We've seen a lot of stocks do those moves. We've seen Nvidia pull back to 100 before, now at all-time highs again for Nvidia, closing about $1 away from that today. Pullbacks are healthy, no?
Pullbacks are great. They give that opportunity to refresh, especially when, like me, when I buy them, I sell into strength on the way up. And then, as we are up at 59 or 89,000 in Bitcoin, I only have a 20% position left that I established down at 62,000. So I'd love to see it pull back, kind of reset up again, and then maybe I pay 82,000 for it and get a full position on and start piecing that out on the way back up towards 100,000. So, I've got Tesla on the screen right now, Sean. Perfect. And that, I think I saw you had great shorts in there today. It's in that pullback mode. I'm looking for it to hopefully come down also to the anchor from the election right here, and hopefully get a bounce from there. We saw the SPY get a precise bounce right from that anchor from the election today. You just cannot make that up. Even when you look at a 5-minute time frame here, you can see, look at where the buyers came in right here, right at the anchor from the election, and the same is true for the NASDAQ. So these are not arbitrary levels. These are levels that institutions are saying, well, what was the catalyst? The catalyst was the election. That got this momentum moving. As they are looking to add to their positions, they say that's the average price since there, that's fair value. I'm sticking a bid in. They get long. They provide that support at that level, and now we're up and away from it.
Back to 89,000 goes Bitcoin as we speak. Yeah, good levels there. I mean, look, the anchored VWAP, again, if you're going to pick big time moves, go to a catalyst, go to that election day, just like you mentioned there. Great little look on that one. All right, you and I have talked about Disney. I'll give you a second to call this up. We've looked at Disney a couple of times. Those of us that have watched the show know sort of my affinity for this $80 level. We were unable to get into that level. I was being very, very patient, trying to reload this thing. We got some out on the Nelson Peltz bump up there. He did not get a board seat, and you fell all the way back down. But now we're hearing some great numbers from Netflix on streaming. We're hearing some great numbers from Amazon as well on their Prime. Maybe Disney could turn this around. Apparently, box office getting better. Moana 2's coming out. Some good little looks coming for Disney. What say you here? Earnings coming out, Brian, on Thursday. For me, we're at that dreaded 200-period moving average. We love dip buys. I mean, I think 94 would be pretty good. Disney generally moving 5 or 6% on earnings, not expecting anything huge. But are we at a breakout level now if we break this 100? Anything scaring you about this stock?
I've never really been much of a believer in Disney. If you look at the longer term chart, it's still maybe neutral at best in here. We saw a move up to the anchor from that all-time high that got rejected. So we put another anchor off of that. And that's where we are right now, along with the 200-day moving average, as you mentioned. We've just come from 85 to 100. So we had a 17% rally. It's a mature growth name, I think. I wouldn't be surprised to see it drop down in towards that 50-day moving average, maybe down near about 95, 96. And then you could look for it to rebuild and then maybe get involved. But up here where it's a more mature growth stock, that I think you're chasing it at this point. The point I would be more interested in protecting myself than looking for new entries in here.
It's Brian Shannon. It's maximum trading gains with an anchored VWAP. We have your X on there at Alpha Trends. Everyone can go find you there as well. Anything interesting coming up? You talked about you're dealing with some members there today, various questions. I know you're very active there on X. Anything you want to promote before we let you go?
Not particularly, Sean. No, just looking for the next good trades. And tomorrow we've got the CPI in the morning, so
yes.
A little light ahead of that.
Remember last week when we talked, before I let you go here, remember last week we talked about Palantir and how it was on an island, and that we tweeted some other names out, and you said, you like these kind of island trades, and thank you for the post that you made out as well. We looked at Roblox was another one of those examples, Upstart, some of these names that have really started to go. And I just want to say, more credit to you again, because if you come over here on Palantir, you talked about like, hey, maybe we're just getting started and maybe hold it until this bottom here, 48 and change, breaking through 50 now. Looks like Palantir continues to go higher. So good call on that one. We also have RBLX continuously moving as well off of that island push up to $55. So seems like you got some good little looks there. Any one name that maybe you want to leave us with that we can look at, maybe discuss next week? Anything you're looking at maybe off the cuff a little bit?
No, not really this week, Sean.
Okay.
I'm kind of light here. I think they're mostly a little bit extended, and I'd rather wait for them to settle down. I just don't see the low-risk entries right here yet.
I like that one. Thank you so much again. Maximum Trading Gains with Anchored VWAP. It's Brian Shannon, a big guest of the show, and I want to thank you for coming through every single week, unless it's Stocktoberfest. That's what it was. Thank you, Brian. Take care, and we'll see you very, very soon. That's Brian Shannon. Ciao, my friend.
Thanks, everybody. Good night.
Great guest and humble at that. I mean, you know, give him all this credit for such a great book. I mean, this is the book that's passed around the most here for sure on the floor. So we want to thank him for sending us a copy, and a great one, great read. And we use Anchor V. I don't use Anchor VWAP as much, but VWAP and just understanding how that all works, big time uses right there. I'm going to start to use the Anchor more and more. I know Obi was talking a little bit about that here today as well. Okay, Adair, are you ready?
Sure, yes.
You want to do roll call?
Let's do it.
Let's do roll call now.
Get going. Okay, thank you so much to Sean for being here. Thank you to Ramin for staying back. Obi's here. Shout out to Obi for killing it this week. Hopefully Neil's having a great time. Shout out to everybody's here. Everybody's not here. And let's get going here. Royal Dixon, Eli. We have Michelle Muir. We have Lost Hansen. We have Everything Essence. BB, Nightbot. Why not shout out Nightbot? Mile High Miles. We got the Corleone family. Shout out
yes,
to you.
sir.
Ooh. Brian Shannon, thank you for being here. Thank you for everything you do. Apple Fritter, Melissa Murphy, TH, Christopher, Drew. Yeah, I see what you're doing there, Drew. I get that pun. I'm not going to read that, but thank you. Michael, Starburst,
that was a good one.
Bora, yeah, it's a great one. John Manzoni, Fernando. We've got Frank, T-Man, Trader T, Oscarito, Sparkshop, Pete Nova, Michael Parlado, Sister Girl from Another World, Ozan, Zion Lela, Shanti, Chris R, Shane D, Daryl Flinch, Simon, Oliver, Alfredo, Maher, the Corleone family again, Starburst again. We got Baseball Card, TH. We have Alan Smith, Stock Slicer. Hold my turkey leg. I got to end with that. Thank you guys so much to everybody for being here. We love being here with you every single day, and we'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow's been another big one, man. We're going to talk about some Spotify. It's still going upside now as well. Kava, big report there. Maple Bear, so on and so forth. I want to thank our guest, Brian Shannon, for coming through. I want to thank Bears vs. Bulls again, and great moderator. And thank everybody for joining us. Over 4,000 of you stayed late, so we want to thank you for that as well. All right, it's 4:30. My plans tonight. Indoor winter baseball training sessions. We had our annual general meeting yesterday. That went to like 10 o'clock. That was way too late. Today we hit back there. I got those soft training they're not tennis balls, but they're like hard balls. Okay. But they're soft, so very easy to get some ground balls. We got some interesting drills to come tonight for the girls. What are you up to?
I have no plans. I might try to do some writing. I might walk around. I don't know. We'll see. Walking and writing and baseball. I hope no matter what, you guys enjoy your evening. From everybody here at Trader TV Live, that's Adara. I'm Sean. That's Ramin. That's Obi. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Ciao. See you.